Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens, Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And two, that's right. This is 793. Of course, we are. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Crap out of the background. Free show. Friday, CJFO. Cheers, you guys, as I get my chat all popped out.
Fuck is up, Eagle?
Cheers.
Oh, he's glitchy.
Dogs. These dogs, I.
Is that me that's stuck or Eagle stuck? Must be. I'm still seeing chat, so what up, chat? I think Eagle got stuck. It's hard to tell when it's just two of us. That's funny though. Anyway, cheers everybody. Hope you guys are having a good Friday. Sitting here typing and I'll just shout them out. Kazoo, CJ Apple, T Barrington, THC Garage, martial artist.
Trying to get this cord to go plug in. Internet's being a fool already. What's up, Smiley?
I think we're all over the place, my friend.
Wow, Mike, one sec. There we go.
I don't know if you're hearing or not.
How you doing, man?
Doing good. TGIF, it's a long week.
I can hear you. Couldn't a second ago, but I can now.
Yeah, you were froze a second ago.
How you been?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah, I literally thought pre-show I was like, yeah, do I need to plug in? Nah, I'll be all right. And then as soon as I went live, it started going weird.
Oh, you were
never fails. Yeah, on the Wi-Fi. And for some reason, it's not built into the computer. It's like a USB plug-in. And I have the computer tower right here, kind of like between my legs, not between my legs, but it's close. And like when I crowd it like I am now, I fucking crowd the signal and it gets super choppy. It's fucking weird. I don't know. Get lead balls, I guess. Just does not let that signal through.
You had the tinfoil on the wrong head over there, Eagle.
Yeah, something happening.
You're coming in solid now, though.
Yeah, decent week all in all over here.
Yeah?
Not too bad.
I don't even
Man at all.
try not to remember the week now, right? Sucks.
Probably not a bad plan of action right there. Just a little Colombium I had stuffed away. I do have a paper. Yay. Yeah. Thought I had to try to grab one.
So I was talking to cousin Nikolai earlier, and I just asked him because he's kind of tied in with like Big Cloud and then too about the events. He was like, yeah, I don't know how the whole game changed and all that shit to his knowledge. So then I mentioned it to Jessica, my girl, and she said something about an event like at Rainbow Farms coming up like in April or something. So,
Yeah, there should one coming up soon. Isn't there?
that's cool. So they are still having some events around and shit.
Well, it's quickly approach. All right, you gotta hold it down for a second. I'm fucking literally freezing up like every other word. Hold her down for a second. I'll be right back.
Hold me down. Do. Somebody will get that reference. Yeah, man. I hope everybody had a good week. I don't know what to talk about. Shit. Smoking some weed from a friend of mine, and crazy glue. I didn't catch the whole what it was crossed with or whatever, but it's obviously a Gorilla Glue cross. Most of those come out pretty good, in my opinion, anyway. I'm a fan of the Gorilla Glue, that flavor of the Gorilla Glue. Kick ass.
Always good. Always good.
There's something about it that just, I don't know, I think it reminds me of like back in the day when you'd get fucking, you'd have the brick weed, you'd have the mids, and then you'd have some hydro, you know, I don't know. It was one of my favorite weeds that I remember back in the day was that I got. It was like super frosty, nice, you know, golf ball looking bright green nugs. Tasted just like it.
Cheers, Mike B. These dogs are, I don't know what it is. These fucking dogs are literally on my schedule now. They fucking lay around and fucking do nothing all day. As soon as I fire this fucking camera up, they're like, all right, yeah. I don't know. Cheers.
What's up, Smiley? What's up, Eagle?
What's up?
Hope y'all had a good week.
Yeah.
The weekend started off.
We made it a good week. That's
what matters, right? You got through it. Yeah. I want to show you that ice cream cake times Jack that I got, if you're smiling.
Yeah.
It's frosty as shit, bro. Frosty as hell. I'm gonna have to go down here. Put a light on it. It's sleeping, but I'm gonna shine a light on it and let you see it. Give me just a second. When I got that new light, I don't know if y'all seen where I posted that I got that new Medic Grow light. I guess I accidentally hit the little button on my timer to where it just stays on if it's plugged in instead of as a timer.
Yeah.
So like for a whole week, the light was just on because I had already flipped it. And then when I put that new light in, that whole week, the light stayed on. So it kind of started to go back to bed. But all I did was stretch it out a little bit more because it was small anyways. Because, you know, I had the two that actually I got started or whatever. And right at the beginning, I knew they was different. Well, one of them was a male is what ended up happening. But I got some clones off of the female. So I do got the clones going, a couple of them. And then this one, she's looking fire, bro, fire. And the smell from it is unbelievable. It's very nice. Very nice. I'm very happy with it. But let me figure out my camera situation and we'll take a peek at it.
Little babies are just getting ready to be topped, or they need to be topped.
Really?
Yeah.
They're doing good then. How many, like, You got them in there still, or are you moving?
Yeah, I still have them under my little light there.
Oh yeah, they're there.
Looking pretty good though. I'm gonna try to keep them short. I'm gonna try to top them and just start pushing them out. You know, right from get top.
The Columbia MF2s, Eagle?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder how them will be.
Feels good to have something growing, huh, Eagle?
Fuck yeah, it does. Even if it's that little, it fucking makes a huge difference.
Hell yeah, it helps with that freaking mental and everything.
Mm.
Like we've talked about before, it's like medicine, just growing. Never mind the smoking and enjoying it, just the growing part of it.
Right.
You can see this, guys. I mean, that stuff. Where I was talking about, where it went back into veg a little bit. Even like the big leaves that just got frost all the way out on them. It's just ridiculously frosty. It's great.
Yeah.
It's nice. I'm definitely going to enjoy this girl for sure. Hell yeah. I don't even know what this one back here is. That was like a rando. See, I think it's a grape diamonds cross or something. And then that's grape diamonds there. That's the one we was talking about bending over and stuff that one night. But it's just all purpled out. Nice.
Yeah,
Nuts all over it.
Looks pretty with them purple leaves.
Yeah, don't it? It purples up real good. This one, like I had a couple of different, phenos or whatever you want to call it, of the grape diamonds. And this one that I kept here, it ended up really like just as soon as you flip it, man, it starts purpling out and the leaves just get real purple. They start out, it's weird because like the bottom of the leaves will start purpling out first before the tops, and they'll get all purple on the bottom, and then the tops will start purpling out. But it just all turns purple. But yeah, I wanted to show you that. I'll go upstairs and show you the little clones too, if you want. But I wish the light was on because you can't. And plus, the phone don't do it real justice with seeing the frost. It's just so frosty. That freaking
frost, man.
Yeah, that ice cream cake and Jack, man, that's frosty stuff. I guess I know the cakes. All the cakes are really always frosty, I guess, aren't they? It's really a frosty version.
Yeah, the ones I've seen are usually.
That thing, I can't wait. Like I say, the smell off of it and everything, man, it's just ridiculous. It's got a real funk smell, but then it's also got like a sweet kind of smell to it too.
What week were those on? I missed that.
Huh?
Well, I guess you had a week of full light, so they're probably on a different rotation of days then.
Yeah, I had that whole week of light, so it kind of stretched everything a little bit more. But it just, went right back in the flower. So it'll be all right. It just made everything a little bigger. Oh my God. Yeah, there's the clones. They both rooted good. All this is like strawberries, strawberry starburst. I've got some blueberry butcher, and then another one is called giant purple or purple frost giant. That's what it is. And then I got the 3 of the Bingus. I think they're ready to go to sleep. They're starting to get all droopy.
What ones from Bingus do you got?
The 3 biggest ones right here.
Is that the Bingus Mile or is it?
Yeah, that's the Blue Mile.
The Blue Mile, okay.
Yeah, and this one right here, it was one of the tripods or whatever you want to call it. Like it come out as 3 right from the gate. So like it's always had the 3 main tops. But if you look, you can see it's like 1, 2, 3, all the way up.
Yeah.
But they're pretty funky too, man. That Blue Mile's pretty funky, real stinky. She smells good. So
I think I I got a cut from him, and I think it was a Bingus Mile cut.
Yeah, these ones, like say, are the Blue Mile. I know he's got a bunch of different crosses that he's done, like the Blue and then the Bingus and stuff.
Yeah.
I just texted him and was like, look, we're showing your shit.
Yeah, it's been a while. I ain't seen Bingus for a while, but it's nice when he does pop on.
Yeah.
You know?
Right on.
Yeah, I'm really excited about those too. Like I say, they got a real good funk smell coming off of them already. So we'll see what happens. That's about all my garden, guys. I know I ain't got nothing big and extravagant, but it does the job for me.
Eagle did his garden tour in 30 seconds. So.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I got him right now. He had me before, but I got him right now, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're probably gonna throw some outside this year, though, ain't you, Eagle?
Yeah, these girls will probably end up outdoors this year.
Yeah.
I'll just start some new stuff whenever. I did stop at the storage unit the other day and pick up a real grow light. Smiley did not like my my grow ring setup.
Yeah, spectrum control. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Hey, as long as they're growing, man, that's what matters. You got them popped in the soil and they're growing. That's a good day.
Yeah.
So, you know how we've started the fuck the rock thing around here, basically.
Yeah, what's up with? Never mind. Go ahead.
So I almost can't help but wonder if he has seen it or if somebody has made him aware of it, because as you can see there already do you see it? Let them talk shit
on YouTube yet.
Listen to how many times.
Because at the end of the day, the haters, the ones who talk shit, first of all, their view is.
He must say talk shit 1,000 times in this little thing.
The pack, or they're way below talking shit up to you.
That's how you know it's been Tower on the fucking talking shit with Eagles.
You're the only one who has the guts.
I was like,
You got a better ball.
What's up with this and all the talk shits, fucking talking shits here, Rock?
It's not just some cool saying that we say or a cool hashtag, even though it is pretty damn cool.
Fuck the Rock.
It's a lifestyle, and it comes from in here.
I did see that though. I was flipping through the other day and seeing that him fuck all the talking shit there. I was like, that's kind of funny. That's super funny. But yeah, fuck the Rock.
Funny shit.
He knows. So what you guys smoking on tonight? I think you've already said, didn't you, Smile?
Yeah, crazy glue.
What about you, Mr. Mike B?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What you smoking on?
Right now a Marlboro. Nah, I'm a little empty right now. I had some gummies earlier, but I don't have anything to puff on right now. In a bad way, but I'll be all right.
It's the spot I'm warming up into.
Yeah,
coming here this weekend.
It happens sometimes. I guess that's why I got a good low tolerance, since I don't puff all day every day like you guys.
I don't puff all day every day anymore, man.
Right now you gotta have a regular job out there and stuff, man. Yeah. Gotta stay clear headed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be all right, Smiley. Life throws you lemons, make lemonade or whatever, you know.
Oh, yeah. It goes by fast. Like I said, it's a pretty fast-paced job, and there's like a lot of multitasking. So like you'll be in the middle of one thing, get interrupted, do another, have to go back. So like I just
that does make for a fast day because you never stop.
That, and it makes it so you can easily forget shit too. Like try to stay focused.
Yeah, I know the feeling on that. My job is like it's kind of like that too. It's really fast paced, and you got to be thinking of 3 different things at once. Hold on, I got to help my son out for a minute. I'll be back, guys. I got to help my son real quick.
Hell yeah.
Not to beat on the rock drum, but that's funny because I don't know. I always tease my girl that she picks movies that the Rock's in just because she's got the hots for him or something. She always gets mad. She's like, I do not. Like, why is it? So like, we'll sit down to watch a movie, and it's like now she makes sure the Rock ain't in it and shit. She's like, if it's anybody, it'd be like this dude that plays Thor or whatever. I was like, oh, okay. This is funny shit. So yeah, fuck the Rock.
See, it works.
Hilarious.
My local dispo has a sign out front that says, if UFOs are stretching you out, we've got your cure.
Seriously, what's the deal with all this stuff?
I don't know what to make of it all myself. I almost think it's more of them doing it than anything. But I don't know.
That's my thoughts on it. I think they're trying to use the alien idea as some like way to get their one world government in place. Like, look, guys, we all got to unite so we can be part of this intergalactic shit. You know, like I think it's going to be how to be presented.
I was talking to a guy that kind of brought that up today, and I'm like, first, do you think we're the smartest fucking thing out there? We can't even hold peace on our own planet. You think we're the fucking wisest only thing in the galaxy, period. And then I asked, well, if we can come up with robots and drones, you don't think they can? Do you think they would travel firsthand here themselves and put themselves in danger with the species that they don't really know or probably don't trust? Or do you think they would send a robot or a drone? Me myself, I think they would send off a drone, or you know what I mean, something, before they would just show up and be like, yeah, we're the better race. Or organism, whatever you choose to call.
Well, that, and it's always kind of, I guess, like as far as like the crash sites and some of that stuff, like Roswell and whatever, like I don't know, it never made sense to me that, like, okay, so you got an intelligent species supposedly, right? That's the thought behind it. That's what come from another galaxy, so they're interstellar travel they're capable of. So that requires a shitload of intelligence, right? Like we can't do that. So then they make it here and they crash. Like what? You know what I mean? Like some of that doesn't make sense, right? Like you got all this technology to go interstellar, but you're just gonna crash because you made it to Earth's atmosphere. Like what? Like I don't know. Some of that always kind of didn't piece together, I guess, but.
Yeah, they got wobbly passing through our shit. They made it through everywhere. Like, whoa, we didn't plan for this.
Yeah, so I don't know.
What's this gravity that everywhere has?
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess yeah. I've also seen some stuff about how like back in the Cold War, early start of the Cold War or whatever, like the Russians were actually like planting stuff too, where they actually did like surgeries on, you know, and what they thought were expendable people or something, but they'd fucking mutilated people to look like aliens and then crashed them.
What the heck did I come back to? Y'all done went down the rabbit hole while I was gone.
Yeah, we went on to aliens, man.
Slippery. It's a slippery slope there.
I
The
know, right?
rabbit hole.
Aliens?
I don't know. I'll
What
tell
do
you.
you- What are your thoughts? What are they shooting down? Like,
I think it's all something that I think it's our own government stuff, really, to be honest. You know, they talk about this whole the next war is going to be the alien war, but it's going to be fake. It's going to be a fake war that our own government sets up to try to like take control and bring the world together or something as one army and stuff, you know, because they want to control everything. The rich people want to control the whole world, not just country by country. You know what I'm saying? They want to be in control of it all.
They're looking for the right narrative to try to push it.
Exactly. They're trying to put out a narrative so that they can make everybody have to come under one rule. That's what I think.
And more I think about it, you're probably right on the aspect of them fucking with us, like they can't handle us this space anyway. Here they're literally probably flying through space at light speed, and then they get here and all of a sudden the carburetor's jammed or whatever, and they can't fly any faster than our planes.
Yeah. I mean, many people have said it before whenever I've watched like stuff about aliens and stuff like that. If they were smart enough to get here, like they would, if they were trying to take something over or attack us or something, if they were smart enough to get here, like we wouldn't stand a chance, and they would have already done it if that's what it was about. If they wanted to take over, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
They're like we wouldn't have one chance against them if they were smart enough to get to us. Then they're obviously going to have technology that's just going to would wipe us out with a blink of an eye, probably. So, and now that being said, do I think there's aliens and stuff out there? I think it's hard to believe that we're the only things in this whole system of planets and stars and, you know, universes. I mean, I don't know why someone would think that we're just so special to be the only smart creatures out there.
Why is that so hard to believe, though?
Exactly. Why is it so hard for people to believe it? Exactly.
I mean, why is it so hard to believe that we're the only ones?
That's what I'm saying too. Like, why is it hard to believe that we would be the only things out there? You know, like there's got to be other intelligent species. It might not look like us or anything.
Like I'm saying, I don't believe there is anything else.
Oh, you don't believe
we are the only thing. So
I mean, it might be, but if you know, I don't know.
On that
what
same
level, what does the vastness really play into that? Like, why would the vastness of it play into that?
The same reason why, like they say, the same reason why they say diversity in our, you know, while we plant stuff. Like, I'm sure there's a diversity of beings, and you know, not just like smart beings either. It could be microscopic beings and everything all over the whole, you know, galaxies and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, what makes you think that our planet's the only planet that has life?
The vastness represents the more possibilities for them.
Exactly.
But to think we were the smartest thing out there or the only thing out there, I don't know. There's just too much space, too many scenarios that play out like Earth does. You know, before they didn't say there was nothing out there like us, you know, another civilization or another. They basically said we were lucky. You know what I mean? Earth was lucky, the right spot, the right time, everything.
Yeah, they didn't
happened.
even think that there was another planet that could sustain life.
Well, there's the idea of the fine tuning of everything that's involved in our existence here on the planet. And Yeah,
We're
I mean,
not.
there's
We're
mathematical numbers that are like whatever, thousands of to the tens of whatever, but there's an argument based on that, the fine tuning. There's so many details that are involved with our ability to exist in this planet, like the balance of oxygen in the air, the ability to have water, the atmosphere, you know what I mean? The magnetic poles, like all the shit.
What's the springs? There's springs here on Earth though that are like filled with like some kind of gases and stuff that there's actually microorganisms that live in that can't live in the oxygenated world outside of that pool of it's not even water, it's like gases. And so like other planets might have beings that don't need our same type of sets of mathematicals, you know what I mean? Like there could be beings that don't take the same type of oxygen and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I think that it's a real hard question for people that believe in God too, to try to want to believe in there being something else, because they want to believe that God just created us here on this earth and that's it. But if you believe in God creating us here on earth, what makes you think that he didn't create something else also?
There you go, too. That's a good, that's
If you just gonna stop on us, that's it. Like, well, I created that. That's it. I'm done.
Well, I guess you would say the heavens and the earth. So there's the idea of other beings like, I don't know, seraphim, cherubim, and angels.
Yeah.
It's not like it was just humans either. So.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I mean, he created all the animals and stuff. Is what you're saying. I understand, but I don't know. Like I say, there's just so many possibilities, and I think it's really hard for people to wrap their mind around it. Is what one thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say that there is. I can't say there ain't, because I haven't seen it either way. I haven't been out there to see that there's not, and it hasn't been in front of my eyes for me to say that it is. I don't. So all I know is I keep an open mind about anything being possible.
Yeah.
That's all I can do is keep an open mind. I like to be an open-minded type of person.
I think we're the only ones smoking weed in the whole galaxy.
Now that's a different question.
Now you got the idea of like people think cannabis is planted here or whatever from.
Yeah.
If I were an alien, I was going to take anything from this planet. It'd probably be some good seeds.
There's not just cannabis, but there's lots of other plants that have lots of medicinal value too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The idea that we might find like dolphins on some other planet or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. It's hard to tell.
I guess what the idea that's always separated like human life from all other life on the planet is the fact that we have this conscience that follows us around, and we don't really know if that's the
some of us, Molly. Some of us have a conscience.
No, man, I believe we all do. You can scar it.
Yeah. Some of us choose not to pay attention to it.
Right. But even like, the idea that we, I believe we are more than just a body of flesh and bones. So.
Yeah. Well, we're all made of energy. It's all energy, right? I mean, while we're sitting here, our cells are like moving and bumping. Even if we think we're sitting still, our cells are moving and creating energy in our body all the time. Like dispersing and creating energy all the time.
Yeah,
and that's like part of growing old is when the cells die, and they're not producing energy anymore and they die. So that's why you get, wrinkly aged skin. That's the cells dying. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like for life to go on, even if in another way whenever my body dies, but again, I can't prove it. I don't know.
No, nobody does. That's why it's a belief either way.
All I can do is just be a good person, and if it is the case with like a heaven and a hell and God, and then also it's the case that Jesus died for all of our sins. So whatever we did do bad, we'll be forgiven for and get accepted into heaven. If you really want to go there and believe that, then you got to believe it fully. That's the way I see.
Okay.
Because lots of people will be like, well, you're a sinner, you're going to go to hell. Like, well, if you really believe in it, then you believe also that Jesus died for your sins. And it doesn't say which sins. It says Jesus died for your sins, for all of your sins. Mm-hmm. It doesn't describe any particular sins. So, just be a good person, live my life the best I can is all I do. I'll be all right either way. I'll either feed plants or I'll move on to a different realm. Either way, I'm good.
I think we all could agree on the fact that there is some form of a karma or whatever you want to call it. But like, if you're really putting negative shit out to other people,
you're going to get negative back.
You're getting negative back, and you're being good and putting out goodness to other people. That's usually what you're getting back. And
that's the law of returns.
It's a weird phenomena, right? Like even like lies, you know what I mean? Like a lie is like it's been described like a wrinkle in reality, right? Like you cause a different reality kind of. So it's like
by telling the lie.
But somehow along the line, those wrinkles will all kind of snap back straight, you know, and like lies will get found out, and I've seen that in my life even. But it'll like kind of come back and get you almost.
It'll haunt you, huh?
For your best to just either tell them the truth and best you can.
Well, you know, that's what they say. The truth hurts, but it's it's better than lying about it. So, a lie's going to hurt you more in the end, especially if it's a lie to someone you love, and then you just break their trust, and it's just going to make a bigger deal than what telling the truth would have been. So, I agree with you there, for sure. So I didn't hear. Do you think there's aliens then, Smiley, or no? Just no aliens.
I don't think so. I don't think that it's really mathematically there, but even in the vastness of it, I just because there's so many details to our existence here. It's.
Do you think that there's any kind of beings, even if it's not intelligent?
I mean, I'm
like you were saying about a dolphin on another planet somewhere. Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, I don't know, man. The complex life. I think like bacteria and some of the real, low levels would be, but I don't know.
So you don't believe in what's it called? Where like you come from, where men supposedly come from apes or whatever? What's it called?
Evolution.
Yeah, evolution. You don't believe in evolution?
Not macro evolution, no.
So I mean, everything's got to start somewhere.
Like that tree of life that will be displayed, where in the primordial soup and all that. No, I don't think any of that's true.
Theory of species.
But people that are on that side use that word evolution as a trick word because simply means change over time. But we see variation in species, and we see that life is able to adapt and change over time.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily equate to this tree of life and everything coming from a common ancestor. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely, I don't think that everything came from just one, like you say, one type of ancestor either.
I think it's an irreducibly complex system. and everything's so interdependent that there's no way that it could have developed that way. It would have had
Right.
to. You know, it to me it shows signs of creation. You know, it's kind of plain and obvious to see that it's all, especially when you dive into like the soil food web and how intricate those relationships are, the communications between the roots and the fungi, and like it's mind bending, man. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
you know, and it is irreducibly complex in that way. Like you know, like we don't survive without our gut biome. You know, like that's a trip, right? Like, you know,
Yeah,
all that stuff's got to be in place for our existence, or for, you know, plants need to be in place for herbivores to exist.
But that's what makes me think more along, maybe not like just necessarily the word evolution and what it means, but like, you know, that's what makes me more think along the lines of that we've all just grown and adapted together. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily, like you say, from one source, but it was multiple different organisms that's grown over time. I don't know how we got here, but I definitely think that everything's adapted and changed. I mean, just look at like even the proof of like caveman and stuff like the Neanderthal. You don't believe that? I mean, do you believe that we used to not be, able to use tools, and then we learned how to and stuff like that?
No, I mean, I guess, yeah, we had to learn how to use tools at some point, but I don't think the artist rendition of cavemen is very accurate.
Yeah, I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say, but it's very complex, like you said. Everything's very complex, which makes me lean more towards it's a natural thing, not a godly thing. Is what I'm trying to get at, is what I think. And as far as that goes, that makes me come to also the conclusion of why wouldn't there be natural things on other planets that occur? Like I said before, they don't necessarily mean I believe in an smart alien species, because I haven't never seen it. But I think there's definitely types of life on other planets throughout there, you know, definitely.
I can see that logic, you know, if the idea that the spark of life is an easily done thing, you know what I mean? But that's not the case that we know of. So
it's crazy, man. It's deep. It's a deep conversation to get into. I
right,
think I'll stop right here.
Yeah, we're good.
I don't want people to take it the wrong way about how I feel, you know, but I do have a hard time believing in like one higher being that created everything. And I mean, to each his own. People can believe whatever they want to believe. And like I said, I believe that if that is the case, that the way I live my life will keep me from having to worry about when I die.
So the idea of like a conscious mind behind it all, like
one God creating everything is hard for me to believe.
So maybe like the idea that there's a artist, and we're more like on a painting that the artist create, you know.
And we're live paint.
But there's
somebody stroking the brush and we're all alive. I don't know. Maybe we're all in a sim and we're like AI or something. Maybe it's the Matrix. I don't know. I have no clue. I can't prove any of it.
But I think it's pretty clear there's a conscious design behind what we're experiencing. You know what I mean? Like it's obviously got forethought, in my opinion, into how things function.
Yeah. I don't know. I think everything's random and just adapts as it goes. It just happens, man. It just happens.
Put out a garden this year, Mr. Smiley.
Am I doing what?
Putting out a garden this year.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have a big garden this year. I got all kinds of soil now. Shit. I hauled all that soil from the barn. My brother helped me with his trailer, and we had 2 loads of it. But it was 96 of the number 15 smart pots, so it's like 10 yards or some shit.
Yeah, that's a lot of soil to not use. Definitely got to put that to some use.
Yeah, I mean, even though it was infected with some bullshit, my hope is that it's froze off now.
Yeah, because you let it all sit there for a while, huh?
Well, I got to see that the cockroaches were dead, because like on the way back, I don't know, they would bury themselves just below the mulch layer. And on the way back, a few of the pots, like they were in the wind, and the mulch layer like flew off, kind of like real nice and smooth. Yeah, they were just like dead, chilling on the top there. So I was like, oh, I guess it's kind of nice knowing they fuck off.
Hell yeah! Cheers, everybody.
So was it almost more of a I built that thing, not to leave it behind, or a cost factor? Just like a clone or anything, you know, it's you pop a seed, you kind of get that relationship. So you put a lot of time and love into that soil. Is that part of it? Like something you've worked on for so long, you're like, yeah, I can't fucking leave that.
Yeah, dude, that's my blood and sweat in there, man. Like I make that shit on the tarp. Every one of them pots was filled by shit I'd pulling tarp, mixing, pulling tarp. Yeah, I had a lot of work into that.
A lot of work and time in it, right? Yeah.
And now it's just going to be veggies, but whatever.
Still feeds you. Still feeds the soul and the body, you know?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with these fucking monster ass vegetables you're growing that shit this year?
I hope so, man. I want to get some nice carrots, and I didn't do so hot on the carrots. I got a few that were decent, but like I'm gonna get some nice looking carrots. And broccoli, I got shit for broccoli, and I think I had too much nitrogen for them in there or something. I don't know. They just straight bolted.
Are you gonna take all that dirt and make raised beds? Do one big raised bed or a couple raised beds?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I want to put one in my front yard. Veggies growing in there too. But, I don't know. At some point, it's getting pretty big. But yeah, I mean,
I could see the raised beds being a nice thing just for age purposes. Not that, you know, that not bending over and shit like that is, it's nice. Those dogs, stuff like that, squirrels, keeping shit out a little bit.
they're not really I mean, they're like 6 and 8 inches or something like that. They're not super tall. The ones I got. I only got them because like the soil I was going on was all like real hard, compact, and I just laid the cardboard down, put the bed over top of that, and then filled it in. You know? And that worked pretty good.
Me myself, when I think about making beds for myself, they're close to waist high. I ain't gonna lie. Fucking yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, it would save a lot on your back for sure.
But at that point, is it more convenience, or would it be better off to build tables? Because not necessarily. How deep do you think some of the outdoor plants go? You know what I mean, as far as a root zone. Anything more than that, is it a waste?
Yeah, I would think 16 inches, maybe at 18 inches. I don't know. Foot and a half, right? I think you'd be good on most of them with that.
Great.
Yeah, we're gonna do a bunch of tomatoes again this year too, and I got that whole patch on the side of my house, and then and the beds, and I got 6 beds in one area, and then I got another area for potatoes, and then there's like another area I put along my other fence on the other side of my yard. Kind of excited to see how it'll do because I put all my leaves on top of there, and like when the snow melted last time, it was all like it looked like a carpet, like just like this thick, like a 4-inch thick carpet or 3-inch thick carpet of leaves on top of him. So I was thinking of going to. I got some chicken manure stuff that I had sitting in the garage, like a half bag or whatever. I was thinking of going and spreading that out on it so it'll start to have nitrogen to decompose that shit faster.
Now, when will you be able to start planting outside, finally?
Oh shit, not.
Like May?
Yeah, I mean some of the stuff, but like really it's like June.
June, yeah.
Delicate shit. But I got some broccoli started and some cauliflower. I want to try to get that out earlier.
That's why I was asking you, because I seen where you had that other stuff started already, and I was thinking it was still cold for it to be outside.
Yeah, and that's what I just want to get it to where they're ready to go outside because, like I was saying, like they always bolt on me, and I guess they're supposed to have like a cooler kind of temperature, and I don't know. So I'm just gonna try to get them out there a little earlier than I did last year and see how I do with that.
Yeah,
I did some cauliflower too, and they didn't.
Yeah, I did cauliflower one year, and I've never done cauliflower before, and it like all summer and like even it started getting cold outside and everything, I'd still never done nothing. And then like as it started to get to freezing temperatures, then it finally started to bloom the actual cauliflower out. But by that time, then it started to die. So I'm gonna have to like, if I want to do it again, I'm gonna have to figure out when to put it out and stuff because I definitely didn't do it at the right time or something.
Cheers, GP. How you doing tonight?
Cheers, I'm doing good, man. How are you guys?
Good.
What's up, DP?
Not a whole lot. I got my phone out right now, so trying to figure out how to watch it on the laptop with the phone out. But I saw Smiley on here, saw Eagle. Wanted to jump on and say what's up. Been busy as hell. Haven't been able to come out and say what's up to all the weed nerds. And big respect to all you guys always coming out here and putting good content out. So
I got some growth in my jar, DP. I know you've seen that stuff. I got some growth going on in there.
Growth?
I was like, hell yeah, I seen that today. I was like, hell yeah. I was worried about it.
I got some. Let's see if I know how to switch on this. There we go. I just put this together real quick, but I'm going to put the zipper on it tomorrow and stuff like that. Shout out to Tanazi, though.
Shout out to Tanazi.
Sacred 3 mushrooms. I just got a bunch of shit from him.
Hell yeah.
These are a bunch of different grain bags. They're not inoculated yet, but I've got some liquid cultures in the refrigerator. I did some different techs, or the Uncle Ben techs.
Right on.
How'd that go?
2 of them are doing really well. One's iffy. Tanazi, shout out to him again. Sent this. I just got this 2 days ago, so yeah, that'll be fun. And this is one I did.
Yeah.
On 31st.
Yeah.
It's going, man.
Nice.
It's going.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's fun. Whole nother rabbit hole.
All right.
That one's not supposed to look like that, but hey, shit happens. I transferred from a 5-gallon fabric pot into the 20, and it got pissy, so it'll come back.
Hell yeah.
What is that? Is that kale or something?
I don't even know, man. It came in a cover crop pack, 12-seed cover crop pack. It's healthy, though.
Who's the cover crop from?
Look at them.
Man, I got it like 2 years ago, and it was honestly from Scamazon. But it's great. Honestly, I love it. It has a good diversity of stuff in it, and yeah, it has a lot of clover and stuff. I just put these down a couple days ago. I just got this 2 days ago. Just set it up. Really excited. I already got my worms in there and stuff. So
the straw
really
looks so nice, but I hate having it fall all over the place and shit. It's like fuck.
Dude, these sit pots are so they're just I love them. they're really amazing. And then I got well, I think the lights are off, so yeah, never mind. Lights are off in the veg tip. But yeah, in that one I just cut a San Pedro into 3 pieces, and I've got that rooting and stuff, so that's pretty cool.
Hell
I
yeah.
got some lettuce right here too. I'll switch it again. How do I do it?
You do an outdoor veggie garden, or you got this going in there?
Yeah, so what is that? It's arugula.
Oh shit.
Some arugula.
That shit's good for you, but it is horrible in salad, in my opinion.
Dude, it's
I'm
spicy,
not a
bro.
fan.
That shit's spicy. I don't like it personally, but whatever.
It is. Yeah, it's teach your own. It's a tough one for me.
It is. I could do it like very light in a big diverse mix, but I can't do it with just some iceberg or something. You know. These are some testers for Myers Creek. Good lemon degreaser. I had one pop from Dutch Blooms. Dosey liquor. I grew it before. Super fire. Then I got some shout out Skunk Ape Glassworks. Super awesome dude. Love that guy. His whole family's amazing. But he gifted me the Topanga Cross the Root Beer from me and Gene. Shout out to him. He just did a little fucking project with that. With the ones he used, he got like 3 or 4 males and 1 female, and he let them all hit that female. So if I find something good in here, we're gonna, you know what I mean, see what pops from that mix and try to throw it into something from here.
Yeah, what are you gonna put in them pots?
I'm real busy. So it's a good thing though.
And how many tents you got over there, DP?
I'm sorry, what's that?
How many tents do you have set up over there? You got a bunch of stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I'm running out of room, man. Had to get rid of the sofa.
Never have enough room.
Yeah, I got a 3x3 up underneath the bed, so I need room for that. But I mean, I'm ready to leave tents behind, honestly.
Yeah. Start building rooms.
It's really when you run out of fuse spots in your.
That's where I'm at. That's why I can't really do much else, dude. I'm already popping, so.
Yeah, I was worried about that too, because I have room where I got my main tent, my flower tent, to put more, like another tent or whatever. But yeah, I'm worried about putting more lights down there, starting to blow fuses or something.
So with that being said, if you had access or you could add more power, would you still keep the tents?
Dude, yeah. I'd be living in a living bed. My floor would be dirt and cover crop.
Well, so I don't know where that's the other thing too. You know, that's one of the reasons, or this is one of the reasons I ended up going to cocoa originally. Sometimes we can't choose our grow space. We take what we can get. And when the point when I first really started rolling pretty good, I was in an attic space. And fucking wet fucking soil weighs a fucking ton.
Yeah.
So like you talk about, I could throw down a room, but you gotta stop thinking, is the structure I'm growing in gonna be able to handle fucking 10 by 10 of fucking soil? Wet?
I just had that conversation with my buddy. I just had that yesterday, man. Seriously, because you put 2 4x4 beds up here. That's a lot of fucking weight. Now you got to have a res ready. You know what I mean? You can't, because you're not just gonna pull that water out of nowhere, right? So now you got to have a big ass fat res sitting somewhere, adding more weight. This building's from like 1412, you know. So,
well, that's strong, man.
Yeah, probably. No, it's definitely shit you got to consider. I mean, even like putting in like a big aquarium or something. You know what I mean? You got to think of that. Or it's,
like I can't afford to fucking flood a res.
Yeah, I would have never even considered going back to soil. I've said that and throughout the, you know, my videos and stuff that, you know, now that I'm back on, you know, solid ground, I might think about it. It was actually Smiley that like kind of pushed me over that edge. I was like, yeah.
Well, I bet if you didn't, you'd probably make a transition in a little bit. I think a lot of more people, I don't know.
I had some space, some ground space at the other place there, but most of it was up in the air there. You know, unless I decided to build on or do something else.
Are you talking about what, like beds?
Well, medium in general, because that's what, like I said, that's why I ended up switching from soil in the beginning to fucking cocoa.
Yeah.
Pro mix, shit like that didn't weigh anything fucking dry or wet for as many, you know, or that was the other advantage too, is it dried out quickly. So in an attic space there, even though I can show you pictures, I ended up building a beam from side to side, fucking well, to hold that weight. It would have probably maybe in the end it might have it may have been able to handle the soil after the fact, because I did put in a fucking nice beam across the side there to hold that shit. But
no, I hear you. It's not for everybody indoors. You gotta learn them how you do too.
Yes, it is.
It's really how you want to, man. Like, I don't know.
Miley, you don't got to fold, bro. Yes, it is. It's for everybody, bro. It's for everybody. Nah, to each their own, man. I don't care how you grow. Just grow some dank, man. Overgrow. Yeah. I love the weed nerds. Just, you know, if it's just catch your vibe, man.
I would much rather just have a room instead of tents, but tents are just easy to manage. You know, they're easy to control. It's easier to control. In the situation I'm in, it's easy to control because I don't have to. If you're in just a house, then you got to worry about the whole house's temperature and everything. If you're just using your regular, you know, AC unit or whatever, unless you're using other means to heat and cool it, which then it's easier to put in a tent.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Because like, even in my place, it vastly differs. I'm in a studio, you know, and it vastly differs from the closet I have in my studio with that 2x4 to where my 5x5 is. My 5x5 is right by a window. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's Chicago. It's cold. Summers are hot. We don't have like central air or anything here, so our heating is through a radiator. It's off and on. It's never constant, you know.
Don't so be hotter by the radiator than it is.
Yeah, on the like side. Keeping a constant lung room is hard enough. So inside of a tent, you know, it gets a whole new challenge.
Yeah, sure. Easier to control. But I definitely would rather just have rooms. Definitely. In a perfect world. In a perfect world, I would just be outside and wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I'm excited for that opportunity, honestly.
Hell yeah. I would love to grow outdoors, but I can't do it here.
Yeah. I do think ultimately that is the way. Like,
yeah, definitely, because then all the diversity is out there. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Well, and any other agriculture that's not more efficient or better to grow indoor. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know, oh, I got better corn. It was grown indoor or some shit.
Yeah, well, I've never heard of that one either.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, even like a tomato, you know what I mean? They do it.
Yeah. Definitely always usually better outside. I've never heard of an award-winning tomato from inside somebody's closet.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some going. No, but I've been like kind of experimenting with different crops indoors, and I wouldn't mind like maybe being able to throw a tomato plant somewhere in a corner somewhere.
I mean, it's definitely possible for sure. You can do it.
Oh, you can do it, but is it cost effective? That's the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You grow 2 bushels of tomatoes and $400 to do it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
$10 worth of entities for $400.
right.
for sure.
So cannabis is unique in that where it's always held the value to make it. You know?
Exactly.
Well, and energy is so volatile. I mean, look where you're at, Smiley. It's changing all the time. You know, same for you, Eagle. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I mean. In the past, it's always held its value, but even now, it's getting to be like, you know what I mean? Unless you really want to have the hobby of growing, like it's not like.
I think it is more so of like a passion thing for a lot of, especially I think our community.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, $60 ounces out there and shit. It's like.
Well, the more the legalization comes, the it ain't gonna get any better as far as price.
But like we hear that, right? And we're like, ew, because we already know what it's gonna be, you know.
Yeah,
But
for
the
the people
general
that
public's
connoisseurs,
not
the
like
people
that.
that want
They're
good
like, fuck
weed.
yeah, you know, I get to roll up a shit ton of doobies tonight for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I get to roll fat ass wood tonight.
I think it's gonna come back. I really do. You know, well, California prices are already starting to recover a little bit, and
good flower. Absolutely,
they're gonna shoot themselves. Corporate. See, the corporate level money thinkers don't think like we do. It's all about cutting corners. That dollar. Right. So what they want to produce is going to be nil, and they're going to cut every corner along the way for profit's sake. And as I even kind of hit into last night, we've done it. I'm guilty of it flat out. I'm going to say it right away. I'm guilty of it, you know, on growing long-term flower versus, you know, an 8 or 9 weeker. You know what I mean? Why would I want to grow a long-term flower when I could produce twice as much in that same amount of time? And it just makes sense. And that's with that same kind of business sense. Do you think they're going to do that and go, well, shit, we can do it with autos. We do it in autos and we shave off, you know, another 3-4 weeks off the process and shit. You know what I mean? Do you think corners be cut? I think the better weed, the craft market will survive. It'll push it forward. The prices will bounce back. People will want to pay more for craft.
Well, the more it legalizes, the more people will grow their own is the only reason I say it.
It's not going to be a huge craft market, but it's going to be enough to keep it afloat, right? Because you can't have a huge craft market because you can't have a huge craft facility type thing. You know what I mean? Like that shit comes from the personal time with the plants and really knowing what you're doing and having that intimate time with it almost, right? Or that intimate knowledge. If you're not spending that intimate time, you have that intimate knowledge of it. And you're able to translate that to the plants. Some people are able to do that to where they don't have to be there 24/7 or every day or something, you know, but like, I think that does translate to the end product. And so with these huge facilities, even if it's really good genetics, you know, it's hard for them to pull off a really good craft quality, you know what I mean? Where you're getting good prices and people aren't going to be pissed off to pay it, you know, where like that shit won't ever hear $60, you know what I mean?
How would you define craft? And now we're back to that.
Yeah.
Right. I think craft would just be, I'm going to say small, right? Because I don't think you can do it large scale. And it's just the dank, dude. It's a good, it's it has its quality, right? It holds its value. You're not upset that you got it. You're not pissed off at the product you got. You know, you're not questioning its value. You could care less what the fucking numbers on the front of the package say, right? Unless you want to know how those terpenes and esters and thiols are interacting with your chemistry. You know what I mean? That's when it's crap. But if it's just a high percentage THC and it's a CBD number on there with some made up numbers and dope boy fly Mylar pack, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's not crap, in my opinion. I don't care if it was fucking a 3-lighter. Somebody paid their whole fucking life savings for that grow or something. You know what I mean? If they don't know what they're doing and have somebody that has that passion in it, you're not going to be able to create that. You know, and I think a lot of people are running into those kind of issues. I'm not saying people can't grow great cannabis with salts or other ways of growing. You know what I mean? Because you can grow boof with organics too. But like people are doing these really big blowouts with some of these companies like Athena, and they're paying top dollar for some of these consultants and stuff like that. And like their flower's beautiful, right? But it's just, you're not like, damn, when somebody cracks a jar, really, most of the time, if they don't know what they're doing with it, right? They can follow the lineup and stuff like that, but
Looks good, smells the same as
like
everything else,
right?
tastes the same. No,
Cheers,
no
Tal.
uniqueness. That's what you're getting at, like the uniqueness, I think, right? The different tastes and stuff, because the big people are just all going, especially like you're saying with salts. I think it all just makes the same smell and the same flavor. You don't get to, like, you know, like orange, you know, like Agent Orange and stuff like that, where you get the orange flavors and stuff. I don't know if they can express that with salt in a big corporate type of level. I don't know.
You just got to know what you're doing. You know, like I know this guy in Colorado killing it, man. I love his packs, right? And he grows with the same lineup my buddy's using at his 13 lighter, and my buddy's shit ain't really coming out. It's beautiful, fucking beautiful, right? Beautiful Instagram weed, but it's not hitting. It doesn't have legs. It doesn't get you everywhere, right? I wouldn't call it crap, even though it's small scale and looks beautiful. And you know.
Cheers, Tal.
Oh yeah, cheers, bro.
Yo, what's up, boys? Smiley, DP, Mike, Eagle.
I got Amy Ace is rocking.
I see that, buddy. That's awesome. I was gonna say, you guys better hold on to them tomato seeds and keep them lights, because when that cloud over Ohio disperses across the prairie lands, we ain't gonna have no food, man. We're gonna have to grow that shit in our freaking closets.
It's just going out to Canada right now.
Dude, it's fucked up. I was slow on the pickup. I went today to look at like the satellite imagery from when they blew that shit up, because I wanted to see which way that plume of smoke on those, like, right immediately following the explosion, which way did that shit blow? Because it was in the heart of America. It was right in the middle. Like, depending on which way the wind blows, it could be on me right now. So I don't know, but that's a fucked up situation, and they didn't care enough about it, man. Obviously,
They still don't care about it.
right? But yeah, so yeah, keep them tomato seeds, get them growing in the closets, because pretty soon it's gonna be like unvaccinated sperm, worth a lot of money.
Well, I heard some comparisons to like a Chernobyl, dude, like a scale of a Chernobyl. Like,
crazy, dude.
Isn't it? That's fucked up. Like,
yeah. But I mean, all right, here's where it starts getting weird. They just did a Netflix show on this shit like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Of the same exact like incident happening in the same exact town where it happened.
yeah, that's fucked up.
I've seen that. I was thinking the same thing.
So some of the people were even extras in the fucking show or whatever.
What?
Yeah, and that family
In
was
the
all
movie,
like,
yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
They're shooting shit out of the sky left and right. And like 10 years ago, you'd be fucking Epstein if you were talking about UFOs and shit. Like, what's going on, man? Like, what?
But
It's not the only train wreck, though, dude.
We
There's
got one of the biggest child sex ring
Trafficking in the world, yeah.
ever exposed. Just get murked in the middle of in prison. Like, come on. like there's so much weird shit going on these days, man. And like,
yeah, we need
Well, you know,
we
the
need,
COVID covered all that up.
we need regime change in the whole world, man. They're all fucked up, corrupt, man. Every single leader in the world seems to not be on the side of the people that they fucking represent. What the hell?
Exactly.
But
They're all falling out, that's why.
this oil spill shit, dude. I don't even know much about it, but they should have scraped up the soil at the site to discard it away. They didn't pick up any of the soil.
they're not bringing scientists in until it's deemed safe yet.
The shit cracked. All
But
the
they're
shit leaked
bringing
into the ground. And then they said if they let it keep vaporizing, it'll explode and make it worse for everybody. So then they just like did it a controlled explosion so they would burn it off quick. And then they just left pretty much after they picked up all the pieces that were exploded. You know what I mean?
Yeah, their goal was to get the line open as quick as they could too.
So fucked up, man.
But dude, it's so messed up. It's so messed up. But I don't know all the options that were at their hands, because at the end of the day, they still had like thousands of gallons of this fucking shit pouring out and soaking into the ground, and I don't know what options were available.
Right.
So, like,
but no, I think you're right.
Up, you know, and I'm not saying blowing it up would have been like, oh fuck yeah, let's throw a match to it. Would have been my thought on it right away at all. But like, yeah,
if they didn't do that
situation, like, how do you even go about trying to stop some shit that's like just pouring on the fucking soil like that? Like,
but you know why they exploded it, right? Because it was like at -7, they had to hold the material to keep it in the tanks. And when it starts heating up, the pressure will expand. And if it blew up on its own, it would have been like so many times worse. Like it would have been a crazy explosion. So I don't know exactly what they did to.
Why do we still have the infrastructure in place for this shit to happen when they was brought up
why they're even transporting this stuff?
2 decades?
Right, they shouldn't even be transporting it like that. You're right.
Yeah, why do they have all this toxic chemical that they're transporting across the United States? What was the intentions on that to begin with?
Well, I mean, they had their intentions for it, but why did we continue to allow it? And then if you look at all the blackballing that went happened the last 10 years, especially with people trying to make reforms and shit like that, it's kind of like, what the fuck? It's weird. I don't know, man. It's just like,
do any of y'all know what that chemical is used for?
yeah, it's like manufacturing the plastics or whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was
sort
for
of
glue or
plastic
something.
manufacturing.
I don't know.
Is it a byproduct, or do you know, Smiley?
No, it was a specific input into making
the making of the plastics. Okay. Well, that's why they need to make hemp plastic, I guess. Would they still need that then?
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's a good point. Like,
you know,
like some
like Cal was saying, they need to get back to thinking about the people. Like, if we was thinking about people 50 years ago, they knew they could be making better plastics that didn't take these chemicals. This stuff would have never even happened.
Yeah. Well, like Ego is pointing out too, with like corporations. When I actually had this point in an earlier conversation, because the company I work for now is like corporate. You know what I mean? Like there's a corporate. My manager has a manager who has a manager who has a manager. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it all trickles down. But like, yeah, like we got an email from one of them that was like, the shit he was saying in this email was like plainly obvious. He had absolutely no idea what we do in a day-to-day at the shop. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, yeah, they get so disconnected when the focus is only on profit. You know, there's like, if that's only the focus, like all he sees is numbers on a page. He doesn't understand that those are people's lives that got affected because their car was broke down and fucking, you know, we had to stay late to get this lady's car done or whatever it was. But you know what I mean? To them, that's just numbers on a page. They didn't understand our day to day or the stress or hustle to try to get them numbers. You know, it's like.
And if you look at like super successful businesses, they make sure transportation is taken care of for their employees. They have good health care.
a lot of these products, I'm sorry, DP, a lot of these products, like we're talking about plastics and shit like that, it's convenient that they are in our lives. People don't take into account that we use them and they were created because they were byproducts of industry. They found a better way to get rid of the shit, so they started finding better ways to shove it back down our throat and make us pay for that as well.
And we keep using it, and we keep using it too.
Well, I mean, yeah, and then they'll know it's a harmful product, but they built the whole company on it, and they like their yacht and the cleaning people and the yard people, you know, and they don't care if it's hurting people, and they're still going to pump that product out, and they're still going to fuck over their employees. They don't care, right? It's all about that fucking piece of paper and the numbers. Yeah, because they're never stepping foot inside those factories. Their kids don't got to go to school with the kids that are going through these problems and have to deal with the problems their parents are dealing with and shit like that. It's such a disconnect.
Where are all the environmentalist warriors over this fucking spill? Like, no one gives a shit. Where's Greta Thunberg fucking yelling at people?
The media tried they tried to act like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, I know, but why? Why this time? Why this time? Like, if it was...
Why did you let a reality star TV guy fucking become president?
North Fork Southern must be plugged into the, the elite people. That's why. That's exactly why.
Yeah.
1%.
It's just like that Nord Stream pipeline, dude, that they blew up, too.
Yeah.
It was this fucking huge environmental catastrophe, you know? Like, they don't really talk about that either.
Yeah. Nobody ever talks about that. No.
Well, I don't know. I think it's funny that they're telling the residents it's safe for them to go back home, but yet it's not safe enough for scientists to go out there and figure out what's going on. I don't know. I got kicked out of school, so I don't know. I'm not that smart.
Yeah, why don't you come spend the night with me, bro? Like, tell me that, and then why don't you come spend the night?
Come drink my tap water, bro.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
So, I love those gotcha moments. Guys, like, you said earlier this morning you would drink the tap water. Here, I brought you some. And he pours it out into the clear glass, and it looks like it's rust. He goes, here, drink up. The guy's like, I'm not drinking that. And then the other guy I saw with the Roundup, the guy says, glyphosate is not toxic at all. I would drink a glass full right now. Oh, really? We happen to have a bottle right here. Let me pour it out for you. Well, I'm not stupid. Well, you can't have it both ways there, buddy. Either it's safe to drink it, or you're fucking lying, or you're stupid. But they think that we are. We got to be smarter than that. You know what I'm saying?
So to answer your question a little bit, man, I feel super like Alex Jonesy by like saying shit like this, but it's kind of true. Since that train accident, hadn't you kind of noticed there's been some like, look over here, there's been an increase of like newsworthy events happening that is taking a lot of attention off of what's going on.
I think it's wild that there's another 3 train accidents with hazardous chemicals that happen.
We got fucking UFOs. Look at us shoot down the UFOs and shit. Don't think about all that shit. But it's true.
Those UFOs were just weather balloons, they found out. You know what I mean? That was all like a total distraction.
Why the fuck did we allow China to fly some shit over our skies and look at what
we shoot out all the ones that were started in America. Those half of the ones they shot down after that China one were lifted off by like balloon enthusiasts in America.
Let's not talk about the complete violation of rights that they're doing all the way throughout the Midwest right now with surveillance, fucking drones and balloons. They're releasing all over the skies to see what kind of fucking illicit activities are going off in the fucking woods. Like that's some fuck shit, man. Like, don't do that.
My whole thing was, why'd they have to shoot him down with a missile? Can't you just use the fucking machine gun?
And then one missed, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. I want to like hear the miss.
Don't worry. Don't worry. The missile it blew up somewhere else.
You've been training your whole life for that shit.
Yeah, dude. Like there's shipping lines through shit. Like where exactly did this land?
You should have sent Johnny out there with the slingshot.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry though. It's all good, man. We only missed with one missile. It's like, why the fuck are you even shooting a missile? It's a fucking balloon. Like,
There's
like machine
microplastics
gun
in our
good enough?
drinking water and all our processed food. Don't worry about it. It's safe to consume. We're not even allowed to send our food to other countries now in half the time. You know what I mean? Like, we're making the same food 2 different ways in a facility because we're not allowed to ship our food overseas because of the fucking ingredients that other countries are banning because it's fucking killing people and causing all these weird shit like Alzheimer's and fucking dementia, and people's fucking kids are having all sorts of problems and shit now. You know what I mean? It's happening more and more.
Wouldn't it make more sense if they just made the product one way, the good way for everyone? Why do they have to poison it for Americans? I don't understand that part, right? Come on now. What the fuck?
Yeah, you'd think that if it was known, it should be known across all, like those qualities should be a standard.
Dude, when I lived in the hood and stuff like that, like food deserts are for real. So like for me as a single male, it is hard for me to carry enough groceries for me to feed myself for more than 3 days. You know what I mean? Now think about if you're a single mother with like 4 fucking kids or some shit, right? Like what the hell? How the hell are you gonna bring them on a bus and then a train to go fucking 7 miles to the nearest fucking supermarket? Yeah. You know, like, and all the corner stores around here just carry a bunch of bullshit ass food 90% of the time. So that's what everybody's consuming. You know what I mean? It's just perpetual fucking situations.
Yeah.
You can get some poison McDonald's on every corner.
For real. And like, it's amazing how you'll start thinking differently and looking at things differently when you stop consuming this kind of stuff and you start looking at where your food's coming from and you follow your dollars, you know what I mean? And you start voting with your dollars and, you know, you start kind of sourcing your food differently. People, yeah, it is a little bit more expensive, but you cut out of a lot of other bullshit out of your life to where you're saving that a little bit of extra money that you can spend on your good food. You know what I mean? People bitch about their cannabis all day and then eat trash and drink trash. Like, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? The amount of like sugar and shit is fucking, what the fuck? You know, it's like so many more times it's than just generational use of sugar. You know what I mean? Like, it's 100 times more than what our grandparents used.
Yeah. You know, actually, change the subject a little, but not really. But the shit they get us addicted to. But I heard on the news just tonight, or yesterday or whatever, but they're talking about this like shortage of Adderall and shit. And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, huh, like that's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's so fucked up to be advertising that on the news, I guess, that there's this shortage in something that's an addictive fucking pill, right? Like, I mean, would they be like saying, oh, we got a shortage in Oxycontins, or like, I don't know. It just, to me, it seems so fucking like a cheesy of a news story, but like the idea that that would be some newsworthy thing, that, I don't know. I just thought that was fucked. I'm like, so like, just because I know so many people that just fucking do those, you know what I mean? Like, that's a party drug or whatever. Almost.
Yeah, it's something that people abuse more than that is used in the right way.
Did you say, I'm sorry, dude, were you talking about Adderall?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't even know that was a mind salt until I found out about this shortage. And like, I have a friend and she takes it and maybe sells some or something, you know what I mean? And like, so I learned a lot about like the supply chain, and it's fucking wild, bro. You know what I mean? Like, anybody can call a fucking doctor today and have it tomorrow. And now, but check this out. They don't tell you when you're getting prescribed that shit. It might be in fine print when you're signing your life away, when you're signing the consent forms for these doctors. But check this out. If you want to become a pilot, you can't have taken Adderall for at least 5 years. It might be 6. But I just found that out a couple of days ago because my buddy wanted to be a pilot, but he had taken it, you know what I mean? And you got to wait like 5-6 years or something. My friend wanted to join the Coast Guard, and she couldn't because of her self-harm scars and the fact that she had a previous use of Adderall and other things. And they don't tell you that shit, you know, when they sign you up on this shit. You go there to try to feel better and you trust your fucking doctor. Next thing you know, you're not allowed to do anything. And you're probably not even that well equipped, you know, Because like you said, you know, it's very rare that people are using it appropriately. Like they're used to get past points in your life, right? Like it's used to pick up the pieces and where you learned your maladaptive coping techniques, right? That's where you need it because your ADHD is uncontrollable because you're not doing the right things in your life for it to be controllable. You're not living a conductive lifestyle to how you function and shit. You know what I mean? So we've lost touch with that in society's world. And so they try to come up with these quick fixes, and it's supposed to be used as a crutch to get past that hard point in your life. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to make your life a fucking lot harder because you've been on it for 3 fucking years and now you can't eat, and now you can't do this, and you don't have any teeth, and now you can't get it anymore. So now you're on meth. You know, like it's fucking crazy, man. I know that was an extreme, scenario right there, but I don't know, man. It's just crazy. And then people go to jail still today for cannabis, and then we trade a merchant of death for a fucking vape case for somebody that hates America.
Dude, there was another news story that pissed me off too, because they were talking about the border in Detroit, and they were saying how like these increases in drugs and guns coming across like from Canada to the US from Detroit, right? Well, in the news story, when they'd say drugs, they would show like a duffel bag zipped open with like, cannabis in the Ziploc or vacuum packs or whatever is what it basically looked like. But I'm like, and then they interview the guy, the cop was like presenting the numbers, and the numbers he presented on the drugs portion was crystal meth and fucking cocaine. He didn't say anything about cannabis, you know what I mean? But then whenever they would show and say, drugs were coming across the border, it was fucking a bag of cannabis they showed. And I was like, what's up with that? Like, that's fucked up. Like, why wouldn't you show a fucking brick of coke? Because that's what he was talking about. Like, I don't know. I was just mad about that. I was like, what the fuck?
Subliminal messaging.
Yeah, like
well,
for real.
It's because cannabis was carried on the back of all this shit for so long. You know what I mean? Like that's not pump fake for a minute. You know, like a lot of people selling a lot of cannabis were selling more than just cannabis. You know what I mean? Especially back in the day. Maybe not so
They're
today.
selling that cannabis so that everybody can think still that it's still a drug, not a medicine.
Yeah, it's like a subliminal thing because they would show the guns. They always mentioned it too. The way they said it was like there were guns, and they had a picture of all these handguns or whatever that they confiscated supposedly, and then they would say
terrible
drugs,
people,
and it would flash to a picture of a fucking duffel bag of the weed, and then the cop came on to talk about how many guns and whatever, and all he mentioned was fucking meth and cocaine,
the marijuana,
like. Yeah, he didn't even say shit about the weed.
Yeah,
because I mean, who wants to hear that shit today? Oh, you sent out 500 vehicles, wasted how many taxpayers' dollars in gas? You had a helicopter up there. How many thousands of dollars was that for some fucking weed?
Yeah.
People ain't trying
but they still got to keep it subliminal where you're seeing it with them
that picture
other
right there
major drug dealers and guns, and there's still the weed with it. It's not a medicine. It's still a drug. It's still with all these bad people that's dealing all these main hardcore drugs and these guns. That's a subliminal message. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's why I don't watch the news. I just get mad every time I do.
I know, dude. I feel the same way half the time. Because you just I sit back and I'm like, well, that's propaganda. Well, that's just
exactly
propaganda. Like half of it's like, and you try to weed out what might be kind of facts about something.
90% of the media is owned by the same 4 companies.
Yeah,
you guys got to throw
brought to you by
these,
Pfizer
man.
and shit. Yeah, dude, like
what the fuck?
Shit brought to me by Pfizer.
So it doesn't matter what plays on CNN. It doesn't matter what plays on Fox. It doesn't matter what plays on any of these companies because they're fucking owned by the same people. So they don't care. You know what I mean? Because somebody's gonna watch something. You know
and it
what I mean?
plays over and over, 24/7 out. Like over and over, the same story will play for like a week. That way, it's drilling it into people. Whether they realize it or not, it's drilling it in.
TV in 2 years now, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it's weird how you see things more, I don't know, within society. And then when you hear about things people are talking about, you're like, oh shit, all right, well,
That is spooky when you see those videos where it's got like 500 different newscasters and they're all like in unison saying the same
local,
fucking
yeah.
stuff. And you're just
Same
like,
exact stories. Yep.
wild, man.
You know,
But I don't
the
think it
organization,
was like a sinister thing that just like
dude,
happened
it's a
overnight.
sinister. No, dude, it's a sinister thing. You know what kind of organization
It is, but I don't
send
think
out
it,
that read
Like
to
plan.
every single local newspaper.
it is now, but I don't think that like news media was created for this, right? Like
No,
it
No.
they
morphed
took
into
control
it.
of it at some point.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, at some point they took
At
over.
some point,
right.
they took control of it,
and I think that's when
started
it got
telling them what they was
corporate
allowed to put out. Like, you're not allowed to put these stories out. This is what we want all of y'all to say. If you don't say it, we're going to shut down your network.
Yeah,
Because
that
now
chick
we
had
own you.
that chick had the Epstein story with proof and everything for like 4 years before he got arrested. And she brought it to the producers and shit. And they're like, no, we can't run that.
Yeah.
I would have to go to jail because the guy was probably banging chicks on Epstein Island. How in the fuck did the chick get arrested for trafficking young girls with nobody getting arrested for actually getting the girls and doing things to them? That's just fucked up, man.
That is
Yeah.
fucked up. Yeah, she was like basically, yeah.
The scapegoat.
Trafficking
how
kids
could-
to nobody.
I'd be like,
She went to
You
jail
can't
for
wait.
trafficking
How
kids
could you
to
arrest
nobody.
me if you like? Yeah, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? It's illogical. You can't arrest her if there's no proof of these men doing bad things to the kids, which they didn't prove at all.
But they just made her somebody that they arrested in the thing. It was she became the scapegoat of all of it. Like, oh, they did arrest somebody. But it wasn't even the real people that was doing the crimes because they're the ones with all the money.
She's still alive. She hasn't committed suicide yet, right?
I don't think
No,
so.
she did an interview from jail too.
Oh no shit.
She claimed that picture with Prince Andrew was photoshopped or something, but
better
no
have
way,
her on
dude.
suicide watch, man. He starts talking, you gotta have her on suicide watch.
Well, they're probably taking care of like her family and got all this money flowing into her family so that she don't talk.
Yeah, you never know. I'm sure there's ties, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's just a sick thing to think that that's the case.
Yeah.
That it gets buried, like Tao saying. Like, how the fuck are we in a society that just buries that? You know?
right.
Yeah, that allows it to happen. Exactly.
Yeah, like it's sad as fuck, man.
It's
Not
not
only
just this
that-
country. This shit is like worldwide.
Oh, it's global. That shit was
Oh,
global.
no.
Yeah.
How about
Yeah,
that
there's no
Virgin
fucking
Islands
islands
DA?
and
Yeah,
shit.
the Virgin Islands DA that wanted to indict J.P. Morgan for assisting in this child sex trafficking. And Biden goes down there, and the next day she's fired from her position with no further pursuit of getting the bankers from J.P. Morgan in trouble for doing that shit.
Yeah. It's all the money and the power.
But like, I don't get why people blame the presidents.
What do you mean?
They ain't deciding shit. They're
Yeah,
just
they're-
a fucking guy
they're
that
just
opens their
puppets.
fucking mouth that people yell at, you know. And now you wonder why they get these fucking idiots up there.
Yeah, they're all just puppets.
Anybody with half a mind would tell these fucking politicians and lawmakers to shove it up their fucking ass. Nobody wants to live like that.
Yeah, the last guy who did that was JFK, and
But
look
no,
what
they got
happened to
these
him.
guys that we got a guy that can't even fucking stay awake or put together a cohesive sentence. Before that, we had a fucking
Yeah.
reality TV star that fucking, you know, like what the fuck?
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Trump, the whole idea that he's being fucking harassed by these agencies that killed the JFK, like you're saying,
Right.
that kind of to me is like, huh? All right, so maybe
He was the closest. Yeah, he was the closest to being real. Yay for president! Yay!
It's just like I don't know how we're
That's a
gonna
fucked
have.
up thing too.
Fuck
That's
the Rock.
been that whole
It
idea.
just makes us play one against the other, and like that way, somebody is always gonna win, somebody's always gonna lose, and like that's not a way to like say that's like how we can't just have like a Democrat win and then all the Republicans be super salty now. You know, it's like people are taking this shit to an extreme, you know, to where I mean, you've seen what's been going on lately, and you see how like divisive we are. I mean, 20 years ago, when you're talking about politics, you could talk about politics. It was still a little touchy, right? But like, people weren't at fucking war with each other over that, you know?
How much of that is just the media also, though? Like, are people not actually really still talking, and just the media has just these certain groups that they want to, focus on? Like, is 90% of the people still like us here just having a discussion? And it's just like 10% of crazy people out there that the news media focus on because they want to put this out there. Like, they want all this drama out there in the news and just more subliminal stuff.
When they can't think about
it's crazy out there. Y'all be, it's crazy. Like, I think more people are actually smart about it. They just don't show that on TV. That's not good news. That's not going to make a good news story just to have them watching 1,000 people sitting around discussing stuff. They're going, they want 1,000 people out there burning buildings down. That's the good story. You know what I mean? They don't want to see a debate. They want to see destruction. They want to have a good news story.
That they do. That they do. What are you smoking on over there, Tal, tonight?
I'm smoking on some Time Right by Blueberry.
Oh, you should say conspiracy OG or some shit.
No, but really, I want to, dude. So I don't know where Kentucky is, but the guy that they were talking to was in Kentucky, and he was like, the shit was dying there.
Oh no!
Birds were falling from the sky.
Oh, from the train derailment?
Yeah.
That's the worst part. Yeah, like all the fish that have died and like animals.
Yeah. Got my Sleepy Time tea and my VIP limited edition Eagle Gardens WEedNerdWorld handy dandy mug.
Very cool.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Eagle being a cool guy.
Hell yeah.
Got you guys off.
What are you smoking on, Eagle?
A little bit of Colombian and some hash.
There you go. Kitty I'll smoke. I'll burn a rip to that.
I saved a little bit of my flower. The waves I just took down from Raw Gardens. Really nice. I had 3 different phenos. We're gonna see. I got one for flower for sure. I'm keeping for flower just because it's, I don't know, it smokes really good in a doobie, and if it doesn't smoke good in a doobie, I don't want it. Honestly, it takes up too much room. But I'm also running for hash as well, so we're gonna see what washes and what doesn't. Hopefully, I got a washer in there. Really, really good terps, really good effects. I'm really enjoying it. I definitely got a flower keeper for one. So, yep. Cheers, Modern.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
What's up, Martin?
Yeah, I hate to come on here and say all this bullshit, but these fucking billion-dollar companies, fucking all of us, they're poisoning our water, they're poisoning our air, they're poisoning the soil, they're poisoning everything. They would have no responsibility of this. A billion-dollar company, they're going to pass out a few $1 million, ain't going to hurt them at all. But they're going to screw all of us. They don't care.
Well, it's just like
the camera off. I don't even want nobody to see this shit. The fucking government will fuck all of us. They're all bought and fucking sold.
Well, you see, like,
I'm going to be dead. There's no way that we can fucking fix this. They're all bought and sold. All the politicians that can fix this shit, they're all bought and sold. We cannot fucking fix it. It's Republican, Democrat. We're all screwed. Seriously.
Until there's a reform, it's going to be like this.
Yeah, we got to start over.
Revolution.
It has to be a revolution. That's why I'm going to keep my camera off. I'm telling you straight up, dude.
Dude, it's all part of the plan. They want to be like all
the
nations
best way
that
we
have
can
one
do that
world
right now.
government.
The best way we can do that right now.
Hell yeah, Eagle.
All right, I'm down. Best way to do that is to vote with our dollars and learn how to.
Yeah, I keep my camera off because they fucking come after my ass.
Just learn how to make your own.
They try to fix
Learn how
it.
to be happy on your
They
own.
try to fix it. Anybody comes in and says, I'm gonna come in here and fix it. I'm a good guy. They will burn you up. They will not make sure that
Ooh,
get out. Sorry.
Eagles like Serenity now.
Take it in, Modern. Take it in.
Deep breath.
Serenity now.
Cheers, bro. What are you smoking on, Mr. Modern? Anything? You dabbing along? Smoking anything?
And some of you prohibitions, they catch you growing weed in your house, they're gonna take your house. They're gonna make your life total hell. But these big old companies, all these people, they get no repercussion from it at all. None.
So on the subject of like smoking and weed and stuff, did anybody else hear something about like the Delta 8s and all these like the THCOs and stuff that they've got like everywhere, even the illegal states getting scheduled now?
Oh yeah, I did hear about scheduling. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to try to schedule, or they either already have, or they're trying to schedule those also.
You know, I think there's something funny to that too, though. Because hey, I mean, like, it's just a design way to get people using cannabis easily, right? Now they're used to the effects of cannabis, but now they take away the cheap, shitty form of it, and they got to go to either the gray market or a very expensive legal market here. And that's how it is going to be in most states. And a lot of these states where this shit is prevalent are starting to open up on medical only, you know, but under some extreme prices and stuff like that. So,
like you were saying, the states where it's like regular cannabis is illegal, and they've been pumping full of all this crap, this DA and THCO stuff. Like all it's going to do is make it go back to the gray markets that's coming from other states. So it's still going to be more.
Well, all right.
Again.
My buddy gets more Cali packs than he does packs locally.
Good, right? Yeah.
Right up.
They're cracking down. They're squeezing the noose here in Michigan. This was today courtesy of, brought to my attention courtesy of Liberty Meds. And them real close to me did had a marijuana bust. 5,400 pounds or 5,400 plants, 100 pounds. Trying to say it was a medical grow. Obviously, you guys can read this for yourselves. But total violation. They're blaming again the caregivers or the medical side of cannabis for supplying the black market already. So it sounds like they really are starting to headhunt the caregivers here in Michigan.
They're doing that in California too, locking people up again.
Well, that many plants, it's obviously not a regular caregiver. So they can they can try to put the blame on a caregiver, but anybody there knows that 5,400 plants is not a regular caregiver up there.
Right, everybody knows that.
I think they busted some people in Oklahoma too, like a big one.
That's a illegal corporation.
Oh
no, maybe it was New Jersey. I think it was New Jersey. Yeah. It was New Jersey that I
want to see it. I want to see a lawyer argue the fact that he was under his legal medical, but the rest of it was part of the recreational grow.
Yeah, I do it on an RSO, and that I'm in severe pain, and I got to eat like 10 grams of RSO a day. That's the only way.
Yeah, how much weed does COA need, Eagle, to make 5 grams of RSO? Or 15, he does 15 grams of RSO. Is that what he says?
I heard a guy spit.
Yeah, Chuck. Yeah, 15.
Dude, that's like work. How much weed is that? How much weed is that boiled down?
Or
You get a gram an ounce?
If you're only taking THCA isolate from
No, FICO, like Rick Simpson oil.
What was it? I'm sorry.
I'll take a lot. I'm
I
sure.
don't think it's like a gram an ounce, but it's maybe a little more.
A little more than a gram an ounce?
Everybody needs to find the doctor that's writing that prescription out. He needs this much. He needs 5,400 plants.
For a license in Michigan right now. Damn.
Let's say it's 4 ounces for 5 grams of RSO, right? Is that about right? Like, does anybody really know if you have really good weed?
Well, I know that they charge you, when I used to go to the dispensary, they charge you for 7 grams for 1 gram of RSO on your allotment.
Okay. All right, so that's a little better odds.
Yeah, so divide that's 100 up. Yeah.
So what, maybe 10% you get off of 10% you figure you get when you make RSO?
I don't know, man.
Is that a good estimate?
It's already great.
That's probably close, right?
Red Pill and Chad is saying 5 to 7 per ounce of good bud.
Oh, that's different. 10% would be 2.8 grams. So that's 20% would be like 6, almost 6, right? From an ounce. So yeah, maybe 20%. Yeah, okay.
It's going to depend on the quality of the weed in the long run, I guess, right?
Yeah. You need 5 ounces. Well, all right, yeah, let's figure this out. If you did 10 ounces, you would get 2 you get 2 ounces of RSO. If it was 20,
they had 100 pounds though, so like 16 ounces in a pound. So how many ounces is 100 pounds? That what 16,000?
Yeah.
16,000 ounces. Is that right? I don't know.
1600.
1600.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's 100. I was thinking 1,000 pounds. Yeah, 100 pounds, 1,600 ounces. Yeah. That sounds right. I was like 16,000. That don't sound right. That's
how much do you eat a day, DP?
1,600 ounces.
Gram at night, probably. No, I'll probably take 3/4 of a gram. A half to 3/4 of a gram. Anything more than that, I'm pretty fucking groggy the next morning. But this is made from my buddy's spent press.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
dude,
man. And,
could you imagine taking 15 grams a day?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, hypothetically.
No, but that dude does, bro. What's his name? They call him COA. Yeah. What's his name?
I believe it though, Chuck, because right? I mean,
Chuck Archibald, Charlie.
Crazy amount, man. I couldn't imagine doing that myself, dude.
For some of these, you need that type of saturation for it to.
Oh, that's what he said. Yeah,
fight some of this shit, man. And,
if you want to be alive.
Yeah, I heard this Canadian talking about for his plant limit.
Right, to make that much, you need 400 plants.
You gotta come up with some ways of being able to utilize all that in a medical sense, right? And so if you have, it's all in your consumption method, man, and like that's how they should look at this shit. Instead
nobody's right.
Like, man, you can only have 4 plants, man.
Dude, people are so got the misconception. When they say weed is medical, we're not talking about smoking fucking weed. People don't get that. Like, I have to tell people all the time, you have to like disable yourself with the potency to the point where, you're basically disabled. Smoking weed ain't gonna save you. Fucking Tommy Chong smoked weed his whole life. He got cancer. And you get better by freaking trying to kill yourself. You can't kill yourself, but you have to take as much as you possibly can.
Cannabis can help in a lot of ways, and it can help aid things. It's never going to cure anything, right? But what it can do is help you open up to a healthier lifestyle.
I think it cures shit, man. I think
it does in some ways, but I don't think
away totally. I don't know if that's called curing it, but if it takes the tumor away totally, I think that's a cure.
It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen on a regular basis.
Not
enough for it
everyone,
to
yeah.
be like, you know what I mean? So
Right. It's not 100%. That's sure.
time for me to shut up, take a fat dab, and go to sleep.
But yeah, you can almost justify 4,500 plants if you have to take fucking 15 grams of RSO a day to be alive.
Yeah, because
Oh,
like
yeah.
100 pounds is like, if we break it down, it's going to be like what, 300 to 500 grams of the RSO, and
Right.
and that's for a month. If he's doing 15 grams a day, you know, for a month,
Yeah, that's a month. That's only
he's
a
going
month.
he's going to need a lot. He's going to need that much.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I can see it. That's a lot.
I talk too much. What's up, Mr. Greenfingers?
Cheers, green fingers.
What up, dude?
Dude, everybody just woke up. So if my
Cheers,
voice is not regulated, I'm trying to get my voice regular. And take a couple minutes.
You think, you know, you do that math though. I mean, 1,500 or 5,400 plants right there, and they only seized 100 pounds.
Yeah. Well, they didn't say the size of the plants in there did they?
Oh my! Maybe he's just that bad of a grower. He needed 1,500 plants to get his medicine. I don't know. It seems like the math's a little bit off on all that right there. At least the numbers of plants. Just saying.
Oh, because they counted all the little babies and everything, man. They called everything.
It might have been a bunch of little ones and some medium sized ones. Might have been some males in there. You never know.
You know, you're good point right there. That could have been a caregiver just trying to
Could have been a clone
out.
center, yeah.
Yep.
You never know, because they're gonna count anything that's above the ground, and once it pops up, plant.
That's how it is here. We can have unlimited under 5 inches.
Yeah,
I have about 400 plants going right now, and that's really in a small.
There are
I don't
people
have
trying
a
to
big
like
area.
pull them all the way to the ground.
A lot of clones. I got like 40 clones going. So,
and
but
lots of those are probably just gonna reclone. Like you clone them and then reclone them and then reclone them, just to keep it going.
Yep, I got 2 that I saved my little containers for those now. I put the ones that are just getting recycled back to keep alive.
And you got to keep the main one while you're waiting on the other ones to root. So that's extra plant count.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, you know, it's just we never even talk about. We shouldn't talk about. You know what I mean? That's just one of those things you like asking somebody, "Yeah, how much money you got in your wallet?" Hey, wait a minute. I gotta don't worry about this shit. Because I think at one point where, you know, like Tao's saying, you know, you pop a strain. I mean, even a 10-pack, you get fucking lucky enough, you get 10 females out of there. You don't know what the fuck you want. You take a minimum of 2 each, so at least one of them survives. Now, boom! All of a sudden, you're all, you know what I mean? How quickly they can stack like that, and you know, I think.
And then the more you want to keep, and then if you want to keep males, you got to keep them all. And like you're saying, I've tried never to kill off the one I want until I have the rooted 100% clone, but that doesn't go all the time. Sometimes I lose them, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say that 5,400 plants, Eagle. That could have been 100 pounds from one harvest of the perpetual. So that would, like, say, I don't know, like if you break it down into stages, if they're counting clones and early different stages there, you know, you might have 700 to 900 plants at once that are in flower. And if he splits that up into like 9 lights or 9 plants per light or whatever, like you could be, you know,
3 different stages of flowering or something.
Yeah, like a 60 light outdoors, and you got 3 rooms, so like 3 20 light rooms or whatever.
Yeah.
Size.
He could have just sold 1,500 pounds, you know, the day before. Who knows? Let's give him the
I mean, off 20 lights,
yeah.
say off 20 lights, you're getting 5 pounds per or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that'd be a high number, but that might be that 100 pounds that they got. You know. So it's not that I don't know the numbers would necessarily say it was off.
Just don't know the circumstances.
Yeah. Maybe they were flowering 5,400 plants at a time. I don't know.
Could be.
It's gonna be a hell of a flower, a hell of a run. I definitely don't want to work there.
It had to be a pretty big operation, like a lot of.
Yeah, even split up, it's got to be pretty big, right?
Shit, I'd like to think that, I mean, even if you, and we're speaking in common sense terms, you know what I mean? So how are these large scale grow ops? 15, what's the biggest we have here in Michigan? 1,500, something like that, or if we went above 1,500 for a licensed grow.
Yeah, there's some that got multiple licenses, so like 7,500.
Backing licenses.
Stacking them. Okay. Do you think, honestly, even if you were talking 1,500, like you're saying, they're talking about maximum output. You don't, all those aren't in one stage, or they're back and they probably got as many as flowering as possible. But like you're saying, I'm sure they've got cloned seeds, but teens,
mid-dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mothers, hopefully.
Yeah. And a lot of these people doing some of this fresh frozen stuff, honestly, they're going through a lot of plants.
Yeah, hash is big nowadays, so they run through a lot of plants.
And so people are blowing out facilities just for that as well, and really, and that's honestly like why, like some of the underground operations I found out going around here, I was like, oh wow, ooh, damn, y'all doing what? And shit, they just went and picked up fucking 30 lights from some fire sale up there in Michigan. Picked up a bunch of fans, really nice $60 fans for $5. Those Lux 650s for fucking $400, I think, or $350, something like that. They gave me one for free for helping them out the last couple of weeks and stuff like that. That was really cool of them.
Plenty of used equipment in Michigan right now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's wild, and like I feel bad for some people, but some people, they shot themselves in the foot. They tried to blow out these facilities, and they didn't know what they were doing. They just got greedy and stuff like that, and then some people, unfortunately, it's harder for some people to make a living off of it now, and they're good and talented at it, and they have good fucking intentions, and they care about their community.
Dude, they probably did it all right. They were just using, at that time when they were making their business plan, the numbers that were there, they were using those numbers, and the price of weed probably got cut down to half to a tenth of what they expected they were going to get. That's what happened to Brown Guy, right? Remember the Brown Guy story?
That's happened to my buddy right now that I'm helping.
It's happened to everybody. So
he was getting
keep your overhead as low as
fucking
possible, man. In today's world, if you want to grow weed and try to make money off of it, you better keep your overhead low and figure out how. You got
to take risks these days, man, especially in some of these places, and it's not really worth it if you have a family and you're it's just
thank God for taxes still, dude. The black market would be fucked if there was no taxes on the shit.
Just grow your own.
Regulation, dude. Black market rules.
Hell yeah, buddy. What's up, man?
If you want good weed, you get it from the black market.
Hey, for real, he's not lying though, because you can go pay like really expensive money for some of this dispensary weed, and it's just, man, it's not that great.
Dude, it might have been great, but after 2 years sitting on the fucking shelf or fucking getting mishandled, it's not as great anymore. That's part of the problem.
3 different machines and 4 different fucking.
Most of the commercial producers don't try to grow great weed. That's not their business.
You're exactly right.
Yes.
How much are packs, or how much does a unit go out of California for right now? But
right now, I have like super good indoor. That's like 1,000, and then when I'm really working by the
by the bulk is
Depths.
outdoor from Mendo, but like this isn't $100,000 greenhouse with supplemental everything.
Yeah, they're depths.
You know.
We call those
And
depths.
no, these aren't depths, but all right, that could be. But this is
Right,
the
was
summer
full.
batch, right? But
This is gonna make me sick. How
like,
much?
even this is, oh, this is a fully licensed facility, but basically does a number where they like buy crap for nothing and then claim that's the fucked up crop to get, so they don't have to report it, and then everything goes out the back door to the black market, which is like what a lot of the operations do. Like, so Metric that every state uses and pays all this money for to be this like airtight system.
That doesn't do
I
nothing.
could tell you all the ways that thing leaks like a sieve and is part of the black market at this point, right? But regardless of that, those ones, and they look just as good as the ends that cost more to produce, so have to sell for 1,500 all day long.
500 for 16 ounces, bud.
Yeah, that's the market price. And even trying to work
Keep that
work
shit in
with
California.
people buying 10-pack. Well, let me tell you, most of it goes at
That's
this
why
point.
it's not in California.
Wait, Virginia, Georgia, Florida.
Yep,
Wow.
that's where it all goes.
That's where the boxes go.
I'm in Chicago, and you'd be surprised how much that shit comes over here.
Yeah, it goes everywhere.
I mean, hey,
Yeah,
everybody,
it definitely goes everywhere.
I'm just one person with my experience.
Except California.
Like, there's another crew of people that's got Chicago on lock and what Michigan,
But, some of the shit we got is last year's, you know what I mean, too, that comes through. Like, it depends where you're going and what you're doing. And
have always relied, in the cannabis business of California has always relied on all
the East
these
Coast
other
money.
states,
Yep,
right?
East Coast money
and
funds
each
California.
state, we used to rely on Michigan. Well, Michigan's got its own shit now. They don't need ours. We used to rely on Colorado. They've been long gone. New York, they're
about to go.
But over a couple of years, they won't need shit from here.
Nope.
Right. And so that's California's bigger problem, because as much as the legal market and all this makes all this, when Forbes, whoever estimated the cannabis industry of California being worth whatever billions, they were counting all that, what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Not like, to this day, the legal market is probably 5 times the volume. I mean, the legal black market than the legal market on the best day. And actually, now that they've shown their true colors, they're shrinking.
And this is why
what's going to happen?
As more legalizes, it's going to get worse. As more legalization happens, it's going to get worse.
I spend a lot of time in LA, and there's a lot of guys that operate where, if you know them from Instagram and stuff, you assume they're legal. They got a brand, all this stuff. No, they're just straight trappers. And then what's starting to happen is, it's cool. Like, you're lame if you go to the shop. So, like, to be a cool person in LA, you got to have one of these trappers. You know what I mean? And it's just black market, right? There was a time the trapping was like, not so cool. But in the last year or so, it's trapping.
But you know what's going to happen is all these companies are going out of business that did the wrong business plan. Like DP was saying, you got all them lights and shit for cheap. It's going to come around where all the big producers, or a lot of them, are going to be cut off, and it's going to even out.
Other than there's a part of it, there's a certain amount of them are backed by billion-dollar hedge funds that are like already
never going to run out of money.
Aware of this game.
Yeah, the 10-year plan.
It's the Amazon model. They're like, Amazon lost money for almost 10 fucking years. Okay. Gave it away like it was the thing to do. People questioned whether that would work. It worked in the long run because he starved out everything else, changed the whole thing. They're implying that same business model, because the hedge fund guys, that's what they grew up seeing as successful. So that's the way they were taught in school, at the top business schools, the sharks, and that's what's money. If you want a facility, that's whose money's going to be at the table for you to build it. You can't unless you have $10 million yourself. Because like a real commercial facility, 10 that doesn't get you much.
Yeah, because
like
that's how it is. Like
100 million.
In Alabama and stuff, to even play ball, I think you got to be in the ballpark of 20.
Yeah, well, the only people that have clean, legit money ready to roll is like hedge funds or whatever you want to call them. I mean, Wall Street, hedge funds is just one part of it. Speculators, people that know how to make money with their money. And even some of the biggest people in the last year you've seen, hey, was celebrated when they signed the contract. But now all of a sudden you read their post and they're not that happy or felt like they got burned, or some of them straight did get their company taken away from them due to the contract they signed with the money people, because those guys don't fuck around.
Some of them know that they're going to go under, and they just pay off all the C-suite. They pay off all the top guys with all the money that they collected from all the investors, and then they just go belly up, and they don't care because the guy just made $5-6 million working the past 2 years, and that's part of the deal. That's a lot of that happens.
You're 100% right. 100% right.
Yep, I've seen it in regular businesses. They do that too.
And don't forget, when you're running these big things with $1 million, all these millions, it's all on paper. And guess what? Having like a negative balance sheet is also like a thing. Like, like sometimes that's all part of it. And ultimately what they're doing is devaluing the cannabis industry as a whole. Right? Even like why we're crying about the prices being, look, I remember 2 years ago or so, you'd see stories out of the legal market crying for more like cops or whatever to go against the black market. The black market was, costing them their businesses in San Francisco. They wanted something to be done about it. Oh, I don't hear that anymore, because I actually think that the play is, well, the best way to beat down the black market is drive the price so fucking low that I have people that have been doing this a long time, 20 years and shit, throwing in the towel month after month because the math doesn't work anymore at these numbers, right? Like, oh, when you talk about $1,000 wholesale pounds for the best indoor, and you're lucky to get that, and $500 pounds, see that the math doesn't work. Like paying for labor, paying for energy, paying for everything doesn't work. Oh, a lot of us are like thinking, oh, there'll be a better day, we're gonna hang on for it. But I think the money machine, oh no, they got enough money to back their play to starve us fucking. First off, they're in it for 100 years, so they just need most of us to die off.
Yeah, you're fucking right. Fucked up, man. That. Well, look at the way they do recalls. I don't care how many people die until it's a certain number,
but it has to reach that certain number before they do it.
Now the truth is, none of that shit means anything unless you pay attention to it and care, because you can still build yourself a bubble and be insulated, and you'll be all right. You'll get by. Good energy prevails. Good buzz prevails. Right?
100. Yeah.
Trying to become the fucking superstar, top richest fucking guy in the around, which is what a lot of people strive to do. Well, that's a trap, and when you're chasing it, there's a lot of traps. Well, just trying to get by and be comfortable, no, that's still there. You just got to hunker down and diversify.
Here's some I'm working on for a fellow weed nerd.
Hey, even DP, like it's weird because I remember mentioning Cambo on your Psychonaut show, and not that anybody really was known about it a couple weeks back, even that Ashley was great today. But like one of my things to diversify is my friend, now kind of partner in this, is like 4 years been doing Cambo. He's like certified. It's kind of just like her. He's got it, all the same stuff.
Let's get him on.
Oh, Kinger will come on. He's right in the cut. But
I think he was
since
in the
I have
comments
this
at the beginning.
beautiful property, and like, oh, we even found this spot we're gonna carve out, like kind of down the hillside and put Ertz in, and oh, they have a whole plan, but basically to make a Cambo retreat, because at the moment he does it on the reservation, it's pretty nice digs. Oh, but it's not as nice as the view, and because like some of these type of plant medicine ceremonies, basically, or yeah, I'm not really. Oh, I'm a believer, but I don't know a lot about it yet.
Right.
Oh, your environment is big, like
Yeah. Sensei,
right.
yeah.
So like, yeah, we're building it. It's going to be a work in progress, but like,
Cool,
yeah,
man.
like somehow you got to diversify because.
Well, see,
Yeah,
that's
if
what
you're
that's what it is, right? We're already in tune with cannabis, right? So with that, we're ahead of the game because now we can get in tune with these other avenues where people are using for healing and such that we didn't know about for so long, that other people do have knowledge about.
right. And what you got to watch, because like even Ashley, like, because I have another friend that's actually a world traveler that's in the purest form of plant medicine. And like she pointed out to me, like all these people like trying to enrich themselves off of it, and the Joshua tree, and there's a certain amount of like, I guess you'd call them in my lingo money grubbers. They're like, charging these ridiculous fees for something that like plant medicine. And if you really go to the big teachers and it's not about money at that level. And once it becomes about money, you lose the mojo of the plant medicine. And it ain't about no psychedelic high either. The real plant medicines, that there's not no trip. Oh, there's like a different thing. There's physical and body stuff, but like it's not like, oh, it's DMT.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Mushrooms. Most of that stuff, the real plant medicines like Cambo and Rapé and all this, it's not about getting high. But a lot of people confuse it. Like even when you talk to Cambo, oh, it's a frog, it's a secretion, it's an Amazonian frog.
I thought it was the one that got
still have a concept. It's like, oh, the toad and all that. Oh, it's not that at all.
Right. And that's what I originally thought it was. And that was my only knowledge of a frog, was to get high in the plant medicine world. You know what I mean? So, but even like with her, she was hesitant to bring up that one company because they used plastic to use for the decoration of the burns and stuff like that, and just, because it's easier to mass produce and get out. And so,
well, it's called the American way, right? Entrepreneurship, it's just like, it never will surprise me where people will go with that, right? But, that doesn't mean you have to support it.
100%. Absolutely.
And, earlier I was driving, had to go to my other place, and you guys were talking. I was high. At first, I watched the Greatest Billy String show tonight. It was from Atlantic City, and he played his fucking ass off. Then I had to go run and grab these clones. And I was listening to you guys, and I realized, holy shit, these guys all watch the news, right? Oh, I used to watch the news and feel like that. I stopped watching the news when I started getting involved with this. That was my replacement for like sitting there watching the news. I realized, but when you stop watching it, none of that shit matters. Like I kind of know there's some balloons or this, or you can't avoid the stories. But
I don't have a TV to watch it, but you know where I'm getting it from? Social media. That's where I get my news from.
Even like 25 years ago, when I first moved down here, me and my wife, we lived on 385 acres, and we didn't have TV, radio, or nothing for like 2 years, 3 years there. And we just did our shit, right? Oh, and then 9/11 happened, and we were like, holy shit, we wouldn't have even known. And then that started this obsession where I started watching the news, like it was always on, because I was like afraid, something was going to happen, right? And I did that until whatever. It felt like sick. It made me sick. It made my spirit sick. Like I remember feeling it. Like I get in the morning, have coffee or whatever, and some fucking whatever the story is, it's always something, right? the way the media sells it, the whole monetization of it. And then you'd be like, oh, when's the press conference? And oh, we got to follow the shit 24 hours a day. And nah, that's no way to fucking live, dude. Like, but 20 some years later, when I'm trying to do the same thing, go back to this bubble where I had no idea what anything was happening, it's impossible, because unless you were completely forget about internet. So because there's things that just pop up and people talk about shit. So it's impossible to like create a complete void. But I remember for a few years, yeah, it didn't matter. I didn't know none of that shit. I didn't care. I listened to music. That was it. And read books. And I wish I could just go back to that spot. But like, I realized, well, you'd have to throw away your phone. We had phones back there barely, but they weren't sort of, no. Yeah, like it wasn't the same thing in 2001. All right. Or you had to like really go on the computer to search the internet. It didn't just suggest things for you. Now, because I haven't grown any in a while, but my buddies I gave a bunch of clones to, and they finished. And so it's been like 6 months since I had any Girl Scout cookie, like the form cut. And I got a bag with some buds. This shit is like the form cut from 2000, whatever. That shit is still dank as fucking weed.
Bro, that shit's dank as fuck. And I hate cookies.
Yeah. What's weird, but like to me, that isn't even cookies. Like,
fuck, bro.
If the one question I have about cookies is, from what I know, I don't go in the store. It's not like they stock Girl Scout cookie in any of their stores. It's not even
their cultivar is.
Well, pretty much. And most of them, that's not one of. They have all the cookie derivatives that they've created, that latest ones. But I've smoked and I've grown a lot of those. It's not like I ever go, I can taste the cookie. Like at least what I'm talking about, the Girl Scout cookie from the past. It's not like, that has that. It's like a lineage off of that, because I don't even think they use that to make that shit. Maybe they did, but they bred away from it because there's this certain. I don't know what that taste or smell is. Girl Scout cookie, dang, is what it
Girl
is.
Scout cookies right now.
It does have like a little bit of like a sweet, but it's got that funky dankness that's just like, I don't know.
And it's super fucking stony. It's like stony as fuck.
It is.
Like in a good way.
It hits you. You know what it is? It's like that high that you used to get kind of in high school. It hits behind your eyes, and you kind of get that grin on your face. Get back to your feet a little bit heavy. Well, you know what I mean? It's good fucking weed.
Even why I'm expanding the amount of it. Oh shit! Burn herself.
It's a bitch to grow.
Made a post like a month ago. Like one of the 1,000 she makes a day or whatever. But it was like this cryptic post that basically said something about look for Girl Scout cookies in a couple months. Like, I trust me. I think that means he knows like one of his big facilities is like finally going to grow a bunch of it, because if you brought that back, it would create some demand. It would out demand all these gelato crosses and fucking fronts and everything, every other derivative. People like that old shit. Now, don't yield like all this new shit, but what it does yield is super dank.
We do, but the masses don't. The masses want the newest shit. They want something new. So that's what it is.
Well, they want whatever's marketed,
whatever's
the hype. There's like a formula to be able to like, do a certain thing on Instagram, have a certain name, have it tag this, and it works. It doesn't,
Oh yeah, that shit definitely works, especially like depending on the contents I even post. will determine how many views it's going to get and stuff like that.
Well, like in the, a lot of this LA, some of its marketing goes national and shit, but most of it's just really targeted to the 20 million fucking people in LA, right? And yeah, they got a formula to this hype machine. Look how Doja Pack does it, or there's certain operators that's how they don't even grow. They're the fucking branding hype machine, and they have like, they have their way. You can see it.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of these ones, yeah, if we started trying to remember, like a lot of them are around for about less than a month. They're the biggest fucking thing. Everybody says, oh, what about this? And then all of a sudden you never hear about it again. And then some of them that actually are pretty good weed or, have some legs, rebound like a couple years later. They're like, oh, because they actually like were something. But most of them, they were like a flash in the pan. Now, somebody made money and it was a thing, but didn't stick around because it was marketed in like that way, that it was just like a hype thing. Hype. Most of the hype things aren't even all that. They're like mids.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Like you give somebody some good homegrown, it's too powerful for them.
Marketing.
I don't know. We just
marketing.
Need
I mean, marketing, especially when it comes to like the recreational customer or the people that spend money. Yeah, we might not be that way with weed, but we're that way with all the other products that you consume, whether it's grocery store items, this, that, the other. You think you might not be affected by all that, but all that, it affects you whether you think it does or not. You know what I mean?
Hey, when was the last time you've been to Colorado, bud?
Red Rocks, like maybe within a year. There's always concerts that are like, I think it was Billy Strings but it was like, one thing about Billy Strings is, even though Michigan is his home and all that, man, he has like the hardcore fan base in Colorado. And
oh yeah,
he plays there more times
Michigan
per year than anywhere else. Yeah, a few shows, but like, oh no, look at his Colorado show list per year. I think out of all the places he plays per year, they got the most.
Dude, Red Rocks is the best fucking place, or one of the best places to go see a show, man. That place is awesome.
I've been going to Red Rocks since 1982. Probably seen at least over 100 shows there.
Wow, I only seen 2 shows there. I was lucky at that.
I was born in 87.
I've tripped my balls off at shows there so hard that like that's the ultimate place. I mean,
that is, man. It's just wild.
Yeah. I mean, I remember going there before there was any corporate or any kind of like literally it was the rocks. There wasn't like all that building structure and all that.
Yeah, the visiting center and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you go down under the stage and all, they got some cool digs down there. All like caves but it was all like constructed. It wasn't like when I first went there, it was just the rocks, the nature of that. There's like this pictures of like when they first started building it. It was, that was a work in progress. They didn't just throw that all up in one night. But when a really good band with really good audio mixing, that place is like perfectly acoustic. Not quite as good as the Hollywood Bowl, but
they got that combo stuff here in Chicago. Maybe I'll look into some stuff.
Cambo?
Yeah.
Yo, buddy, did you ever see a show at Jones Beach?
Yeah.
What do you think of it? I went there a couple times. If you don't get the right seat, man, that sound quality sucks.
I mean, it's just a whatever. But there's a thing like from the beginning of time, Oh, there's a vibe in New York
Oh,
and the
yeah.
vicinity for this kind of music, whether it's dead shows or there's like a rawness that you can only find in New York, right?
I believe it. Yeah.
Right. The first time I experienced it was at Madison Square Garden in the 80s, where I was like, holy shit, these guys party like that's no other place in the fucking country. Like this rawness. Like
Dude,
you
I
know.
remember
And then-
when I was a kid, my mother had to go into the city for some reason, and
Was
it
that
was
a
during
heavy
the
late
Deadhead
night?
shows. She's like, everybody's walking around barefoot in New York City. And I was laughing.
man.
I didn't know who the Dead were when I was a little kid. And
Oh,
now,
like
yeah.
other than of course the Bay Area and the California traditions. Oh no, the Dead with Madison Square Garden, and like even though, well, you live out there, it's part of it. The Philly in the Spectrum, like,
Yeah.
Philly had its own vibe,
The Meadowlands.
a little different flavor than New York City for sure. Like, when, like Madison Square Garden. Oh wow, I mean it's still there, right?
Did you ever go to the Meadowlands? That's a good vibe
And-
too, dude. That was really good. A couple shows I
And
went there.
hey, like a lot of times I was at Nassau and
Nassau
Long
Coliseum.
Island.
Yep.
Yep. Even like some of my portraits was like, two different times over the years, different younger girls. Well, I was young. We hooked up because like there was days off, and then another part of the tour where I don't even know.
Yeah, I think they went to
Nassau,
to Madison Square Garden, and back to Nassau
back
Coliseum.
living like we're staying at their parents' house in Great Neck, right?
Yes,
Great
dude,
Neck
nice.
And I was like, holy shit, this is like Beverly Hills here, right?
Yeah, yep.
Right. And these were like, a lot of times people don't realize that like half those dirty hippies barefoot
Have the
are
richest
like
parents under the sun, dude.
Yeah,
dude,
what
it's
deadheads
crazy.
call like amongst us, and I have friends that are that way, and it's like a common way we refer to. They're called trust fund babies, right?
Yeah.
And like some of those are the people that, they go to every show, fucking stay in a hotel. Like, hey, they got money's not ever going to be an issue in their life, and they've chosen to do this, right? And some of them,
It's pretty wild when I started realizing that, buddy. A lot of the hippies
like
have
a lot of
rich,
people don't
rich
realize
parents.
that. Like a lot of people that aren't really deadheads or in the scene see it from afar, and they're always like, "Yeah, it's a bunch of dirty hippies." Like, no, you're not looking close. Oh, and then there's a percentage of them that are like super achievers. Even that cannabis guy, Dr. Mark, the chemist guy.
Yep. He's
I
a deadhead.
When he came on, and I saw him in Cannabis, I've known that guy and recognized that guy from being at all the dead shows for like 30 years. But like he's like a high level chemist, and like there's a lot of people like that mixed in there. Sucking on nitrous in the parking lot after the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now, hey, there's also some real wooks in that scene.
Yeah, there is. There's nothing like a Grateful Dead parking lot, dude. Nothing like it.
Even a couple of my deadhead friends from a long time that are now going to a lot of Billy String shows, they're pointing out to me that a lot of people that were dropouts from Dead Tour, because they ripped people off or had bad vibe or whatever, are like recreated themselves and are like bending and are on tour with Billy Strings, like which doesn't surprise me because that's what happens, Like people we thought were long lost, all of a sudden they're surfaced as like the tie-dye guy on Billy Strings tour when in 19 whatever or even 2000 whatever, they got kind of shunned out of the dead scene for something. Who knows?
That happens, I mean, kind of like you just saw what happened with James Lowborn.
Oh yeah, but you know what? I feel buzzed. Like, okay, hey, I'm not a hasher. I have no fucking skin in that game at all. But I watch shit online, and I'm really friends with Edgar Masonic. Like we fucking are really good.
I like him. I like
right,
him.
and he's fucking out there with every mix of everything. Right. It had to have been a year and a half ago. I in one of our little things, I said, yeah, I don't know, dude. I got a weird vibe about that dude. He seems like a fucking poser. That was all I said, right? A year and a half ago.
You're not the
when
only
all
one.
this, when this went down, homeboy texted me, said, "Yeah, dude, you were right on that one." Right? I can't even tell you. It's just intuition from being around a long time. Somehow I like, oh no, that was a bunch of bullshit from day one. I was like, what the fuck? And really, the first thing that got me, where I was like, what this guy just say? One day he was like, all hash headed out, basically going, no, I don't smoke unprocessed. And then people understand what he meant was flower. He called it unprocessed. And I thought, dude, the grower of the flower is what makes the fucking hash. Don't forget it. Right? Like, so what do you think? The hash just appeared off the fucking nowhere? And that was when I was like, what's the guy to say? Like, he was so pretentious that he was like, oh, no, I don't smoke weed. Only rosin or, yeah, right.
That's crazy.
Now, there are some people, and I know of them, that have followed suit in that.
Yeah, there's
But
people
everyone,
doing that now. But
like, I don't know.
I like
How
my
do you,
dude.
especially if you're a grower,
He's only supposed to be on
right?
here for 10 minutes.
Like, I actually know people that grow for hash and only smoke hash and are growers. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, how do you grow weed? You don't smoke it. You just wash it and then tell if you like it or not. I don't know. But I guess if that's what you grew up doing, then you have expertise in that.
Yeah. I'm up past my bedtime. I gotta go help my buddy pull down his room tomorrow. That's exciting. I'm washing on Monday. That's super exciting. Let's see. What'd she say she's doing her episode on next week, bud? She say she's doing mushrooms.
Next week is DMT, and then the week after is mushroom. Which, well, you're trying to keep those to an hour?
Nah, man, we'll go longer. I just told her
like DMT
you want to come
open,
on? You want to come in? You want to come in on the end of it?
Well, maybe. But here's my thing, and a lot of the DMT enthusiasts disagree with it. But from my own experience, and it's really hard to source the real frog shit. Everyone claims what they got is that, but there's only really small amounts of that. Oh, there's the other shit ain't even the same in the same league, dude.
What,
you know what I mean?
Stuff?
Well, it's not really synthetic. It's plant derived, or there's other ways to get there, right? There's a few different ways to get
5-MeO.
that, and any of the different ones, which that's what most people are messing with. Oh,
that's a good one.
But that gets into like plant medicine, and then really the reason that like there's only so many of these frogs, and they've already been, or they're not frogs, they're toads. Like even their thing is like if they live in the droughtest desert and they like go hibernate for like most of the year, and then when the first rain happens, they pop out, and only for this little short period of time are they above ground and active, right? And people try to collect them, raise them at their house, kill them to get the little bit of venom, and they're like almost extinct. So, that's why Hamilton says, oh no, they're the same. Now he's a chemist, so okay, chemically they're the same. If you want to like find aliens and find out what your fucking real purpose is, you got to get busy with the toad.
Well, check it out. I mean, right? You can make synthetic THC, right? But that's completely different than smoking a joint with a bunch of other cannabinoids.
Dude, in my circle, we're like kind of playing around with them, but they've been around for like a year, and we're trying like whatever. They're tablets, and they're just psilocin. Okay.
Yeah.
Not right. And
we've got some of that around here.
They're only going to be like a couple bucks, to like kind of like priced like blotter, right? And from like my experience and the people, kind of one of the common things everyone says, yeah, for about 5-10 minutes, and it hits you like clean as a, like just comes right on all the way. It lasts about 3.5 hours, and it just drops off.
So
right?
that's doing limit tech, but you're breaking it down into a manageable dose to where you don't have to sit there and take all this fucking, you know what I mean? It's easy.
But this is not plant based. This is like synthetically.
Oh, okay, yeah,
like organic chemistry, right?
It kicks in really fast too, huh?
So it's like technically synthetic, but you know that doesn't mean like chemistry is amazing. In organic chemistry, you can synthesize things. Well, really, where it gets good or bad is like what are you using to synthesize things with? If you use the highest grade, best chemicals and best practices, well, but a lot of times once things become a thing, and in our government, basically for anybody outside the biggest corporations, no one has access to any of the chemicals. So it used to be my parents grew up in a time where if you were a hobbyist, you could learn chemistry in your own house and mess with stuff. Like, you know, that's how people invented shit, right? But today, because of the DA rules, even shit that's really common, you would need that to do anything. They're banned because, they're used in drug manufacturing. So they basically, and all that's happened is there's industrial counterparts for all those basic chemicals, right? Like, why most powder drugs are total shit. Oh, you can't use ether. You can't get petroleum ether. Like that's pharmaceutical grade solvent. What's a equivalent industrial? Acetone, turpentine. Oh, fuck, gasoline, diesel, and that's so they can't get a real solvent, so they use that. Probably the same thing with extraction. Like we're using butane and propane and wait.
I mean, look, you can't even get 190 clear in a lot of places.
That's what I mean. So like even the cannabis industry, I don't know. I know from my past in the 80s, ethers, petroleum ether, regular ether. Oh, now that's like the top of the food chain as far as solvents go. And I don't know what you would be able to extract or build using those. And some of it, certain things have boiling points and freezing and all this stuff. That's what makes them effective. Well, ether, I forget what ethers is, but it's like the top of the scale. That's why it's, ether, you cannot buy ether. No way. You have to be like licensed, whatever, at the highest level, period. And that's like the most common thing you need, one of them, to do basic chemistry. You know what I mean? Along with ammonium hydroxide and all these, and that's like, forget about drugs. Like that's taken away entrepreneurship of like chemistry, which actually was a thing. And the only way you can ever go to college and then have access, that's it. Oh, I work for 3M. I work for this. I work for that, because those are only people that have access to it. And then they own your intellectual shit anyway. So there you go.
Peace out, DP. You dipping out?
Yeah. I'm gonna head out here in a second. Just
We are all dipping out. I'm dipping. Popping out at the 20 here. Appreciate you guys coming and hanging out on this Friday, Weed Nerd World. Much love to you guys. DP, thank you for stopping in, my friend.
Always. Thank you. Much love, everybody. It's good seeing everybody. I saw Smiley up, and I just got done chatting with a couple guys. I wanted to come say hi. So thanks for having me.
Always good.
Chat, DP.
Cheers, DP.
Much love.
Good seeing everybody.
Well, since I never said hi to Green Fingers, I saw some video, dude. Your plants look fucking the best I can imagine, dude. I just have to tell you that.
Yeah, they are.
And it wouldn't have mattered if it's seeds I sent you or if anybody else's. You got a good setup going there, dude. Stay on it.
Doing a good thing.
Thank you.
Cheers, everybody. Have a good night.
Cheers, DP.
Yeah.
Good one, brother.
Yeah. And sorry I yapped so much, but I'll see you guys and have a good weekend.
You too, buddy.
All right, buddy. Peace out.
Respect.
Cheers, buddy.
I'm gonna follow right up. Eagle, Chow, Greenfinger, Smiley, everybody else down the chat and all that. Much love, peace. Have a good weekend. Catch y'all on the flip side.
Take
Peace,
care.
Eagle.
Thank you for popping in, brother.
Yes,
Good to hear
sir.
you, boss.
Oh,
All right, Modern, Greenfinger, Smiley. Good chilling. Always good to see you, Smiley. Glad I caught you. Everyone in chat, good to see you guys. Sorry I wasn't in there more. Shout out to Sacred Gardens. I've been sucking on that tincture. Good shit. And Eagle, you know, always fucking awesome fucking talking shit with Eagle.
Thanks.
And I don't know what you're doing. Probably have a good workout.
Going for a run. Doing the run.
There you go. All right, boss. Everyone, have a great weekend. I'll see you around. We'll see you soon. Peace out.
Oh, brother. Thank you for popping in.
No worries.
Thanks
Thanks for having me.
Out. Rolling. Peace, guys.
Take care, man.
Good to see you, Bobby.
Good
man.
weekend.
Thanks, Eagle. Always fun to hang out, man. Appreciate you hosting and getting everybody out. So good to see you, Green Fingers. Peace out, guys.
Respect.
Peace. Thank you for popping in, Smiley. You didn't even give me a chance to send it back.
Yeah, you said you took off so fast. I didn't get to say respect. Respect. Oh yeah, it's good to see everybody on the show. Oh yeah.
Later.
I was gonna say, go to Chick-fil-A and get this buffalo sauce from there. They got one of the best buffalo sauces around.
I've never even had a Chick-fil-A, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't even know where there is one around.
Man, that sucks. Yeah, if you can find one that's near you, get the buffalo sauce from there.
The fuck is going on? Is that my shit?
And they got the zesty sauce. It's not that fire, but the buffalo sauce is hell yeah. I was trying to remember what the other hot sauce I had. Can't remember. Shit. Well, next time I remember, I'll have to bring it up. I'll have to mention it or send it to you in a message. On that note, everybody go plant some seeds. What's going on? You look like you're tripping out. I'm gonna keep on talking. All right. Well, Eagle's having technical difficulties here. Volume started doing weird stuff.
That was out of the blue. That super weird fucking version of Tifa 2. This right here.
What the hell?
Started playing in the background somehow.
At the 20?
Must have. That was fucking weird. That was
that's crazy.
super fucking weird. I'm like, I couldn't figure out if it was coming from my phone or if it was coming from the speakers. It was like, that was kind of fucking weird.
Yeah, it was.
Weird version of the dab song.
Good stuff for the 20. Well, yeah, I gotta try that buffalo sauce. If you can find it. That zesty, that buffalo sauce from Chick-fil-A. Fuck, I got myself a coffee. Yeah, if you can find that, that's a good buffalo sauce. And I'll send you a picture of that other one if I could find it. I might have threw it away.
Yeah.
On that note, everybody go plant some seeds. Fucking, it's that season. Getting there, anyways. Love you all. Love you, Eagle. Thanks for having me. Respect.
Love you, brother. Have a good day.
You too.
Of course. With that being said, hopefully you guys have had an amazing day, and this is the end of an amazing evening. With that being said, if that is the end of your day, your journey, please get some rest. If this is the beginning of your day, your journey, you're up way too fucking early. Go back to bed and then get up and do a little bit of self-love, a little bit of meditation along the lines of your prosperous day. Please do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. with that being said, I am out of here. Cheers.